Steve Carpenter. Brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Stay tuned. The kickoff to tonight's HCC Blue Dragon football game is just ahead on BW Radio and Country 102.9. Hutchinson Community College Blue Dragon Sports is on the air on Eagle Radio. The Blue Dragons on Radio is brought to you in part by Erickson Custom Building, The Madison Shop, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Prairie Star Health Center, H&R Block, RCAT, Next Tech Wireless, and the Sportscaster Club members, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Craig Barkley Plumbing, Burning Chiropractic Center, and Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group. Sideline reports are brought to you by Jackson Meat, Oliver's Beef and Brew, and Cahoon Kinesiology. It's just about game time, so let's head to the Eagle Radio broadcast booth for the game with the Eagle Sports Crew on Country 102.9 and BW Radio.
Well, hi and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Council Bluffs, Iowa. I'm Glenn Grunwald, joined by Darren Dunn, and also down on the field is going to be Josh Gooch. He'll be doing the sideline reports for us today. Glad to have everybody along as we are at Titan Field, which is at Lee Central High School on the Council Bluffs side of the state of Iowa, and we're getting set for some football. Darren, glad to have you along as usual.
Well, thank you. It's always a fun trip out here. Of course, the last time we were out here, 2014, definitely looking for different results this time around.
No doubt about that, and it should be a good matchup. I'll tell you what, this Iowa Western team really put it on Independence last week. A road game, 70-21 was your final down at Independence. Independence had two long kickoff returns for touchdowns. That was all their offense that could get going. When I talked with Coach Rhodes this last Thursday morning regarding this Iowa Western Reaver team, a team that Hutchinson was able to get by last year when they were driving for maybe a go-ahead field goal or even a touchdown, he said, man, they'll just line it up and come right at you. So I think that's what we're going to see today.
They really do, and they're kind of hard to stop. You can see them warming up, why they were so successful against Independence. And you're talking about a team in that game that scored 21 points in just about every quarter, and they were 10 of 15 on third down. So not only are they moving the ball, teams, Independence, not able to get them off the field on third.
Should be pretty big. Let's go down. Let's take a break real quick, and we'll come back as they are going to do the Star Spangled Banner. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back in and catch up with Coach Josh Gooch coming up in just a little bit. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Ever wonder why some wireless carriers charge so much more than others? At NextTech Wireless, you'll receive nationwide coverage, 4G LTE data, and unlimited data, but we don't overcharge you like some of the other carriers do. Plus, we have buy one, get one free smartphones and the best customer service. With more than 50 stores in our area, you can actually talk to us face-to-face. Tired of paying more and only getting more fees, charges, and a higher bill? Say goodbye to your carrier and hello to NextTech Wireless.
Hello, this is Tom Elliott of Elliott Mortuary, and again this year we are pleased to help sponsor HCC Blue Dragon Sports. We encourage you to support all the Blue Dragon games, both home and away, with your attendance, but if not, we hope you enjoy listening to the game here on KWBW and Country 102.9. Elliott Mortuary and Crematory, a proud sponsor of Hutchinson Community College, and honored to have served the families of Hutchinson and Reno County since 1935.
Hi, I'm Ken Hyman, General Manager of Midwest Superstore in Hutchinson. We're proud to be a sponsor of HCC Sports. You have choices when it comes to your vehicle purchases, and a better way is more than a slogan. Any new or select pre-owned purchase comes with our Advantage Rewards benefits. That includes complimentary car washes with every service visit, a loaner car with any major service, including oil changes and tire rotations. A better way also means no high-pressure sales tactics. Everyone has deals, but do they take care of you after the sale? Visit us at MidwestSuperstore.com and go Blue Dragons.
Hi, Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Glenn Grunwald along with Darren Dunn. We're going to go downfield side and talk to Josh Gooch real quick. Coach, got a band making a lot of noise, but how's it going down there?
You know, Glenn, it's a great atmosphere. Saturday college football is upon us. Perfect weather for football, honestly. We got a great opponent, and looking forward to the Blue Dragons coming out and playing, you know, a fast and tough game here as we start off the first quarter. So, but I'm looking forward to being on the sideline, and I just want to say hello to all the people back in Hutchinson listening, and you know, thank you so much for Blue Dragon Athletics.
No doubt about that. And also 75-degree game time temperature. Pretty comfortable down there, but the sun is shining. It's going to warm up a little bit. Josh's Sideline Report is brought to you today by Jackson Meat, 13 West 6th in Hutchinson, as well as Oliver's Beef and Brew up on 30th Street in Cahoon. Kinesiology. We'll talk more about all those three spine sponsors in just a little bit. So Darren Dunn, should be a lot of fun. We're about 5 minutes away from towing the football, and this is going to be a big matchup. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at this week.
Yeah, can you get this team, as we mentioned before we went to the break, off the field on third down? That team being the Reavers of Iowa Western. They have a couple of quarterbacks that can both sling the ball. One last week went 11 for 11, threw for over 200. The other 13 for 21, threw for just under 200. This offense put together 732 total yards. A lot of that was on the ground. And remember, the last time these two teams met in Hutchinson, that's where the Iowa Western team failed, was getting it done on the ground with just 13 yards. So expect this run game to be better. As you heard in the pregame, Coach Strohmeyer thinks this is probably the best group when it comes to the linemen and the backs when it comes to a running game that he's probably ever had here.
Yeah, he's pleased with what he sees. I know when I talked with Coach Rhodes this last week also, well, the quarterback-wise, Iowa Western was able to throw two quarterbacks. Kyle Loxley was basically a reserve that came in and went 11 for 11 and 220 yards, where Kurt Walding was his go-to guy, but Kurt Walding might be hurt. We don't know if we're going to see him or not. He wears number 13. Kyle Loxley wears number 3.
Well, they both looked pretty good in warm-up. I think that Walding has the much stronger arm. Loxley's going to give you a little bit more finesse, but they both throw tight spirals. And what you get from both of these guys is the size. Loxley is 6'4", Walding 6'3". Cam Jones in every right, a good quarterback, but still a little bit shorter at 6'2". So a couple of guys that can sling the ball, and they're really throwing it deep, especially Walding in pregame. From 50, one of the stronger arms I've probably seen at the junior college level.
Defensively, I think you're going to be calling linebacker Jabari Myers' number a lot. He is number 27. He's out of Snellville. He's had 6 tackles plus 2.5 for losses last week and a couple of sacks as well. He's going to be strong, but they're going to primarily go with a 3-4-5 set. So they're going to go with the three down linemen, as well as then your kind of a 4 linebacker set, and maybe bring in a nickel once in a while.
Yeah, those two guys, Myers, and then also you look at Nixon, a couple of guys that led that defense last week in tackles for loss. But here's the thing, you're not seeing huge numbers from the defense because that offense was on the field so much moving the ball. So I don't know how much this defense has really been tested. I guess we'll find out within the first 15 minutes.
We're going to get a timeout here in just a second right before we have the towing of the football. I want to apologize straight up, guys. We don't have a very good cell service here in Council Bluffs, and they're in the process of renovating the stadium. Don't even have internet service here, so we're at the regards of whatever we have by way of our cell service. You might have a little scratchiness as we go along, and we hope it's tolerable to be able to listen to back at home. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and set the stage for you. Again, just a couple of minutes from towing it up as the captains are meeting at the center of the field. We'll be back with more Blue Dragon football right after this 1-minute timeout.
Hello, my name is Dr. Brandy Weems, family practitioner at Summit Healthcare. We offer the full spectrum of family practice services, including well child checks, chronic disease management, and in-office procedures. Summit Healthcare is committed to providing quality family medicine and walk-in care to patients of all ages. As a Hutchinson native, I am honored to return to this wonderful community where the inspiration for my medical journey began. Schedule your appointment with me, Dr. Weems, at Summit Healthcare today, 662-6000.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Council Bluffs. Iowa Reavers, Iowa Western won the toss, but they deferred, so the Blue Dragons will be kicking off to start this ball game. They'll be towing it up and getting set to get going. Glad to have everybody along today.
Still a lot of excitement down here on the sideline for this kickoff now.
Yeah, everybody, all the Dragons are standing up and getting ready. Got a nice group of fans here as well. 75-degree game time. There's a little wind out of the south-southwest, about 9 miles per hour. So let's see what's going to take off as the Blue Dragons get set offensively to kick off. We're about set to get underway. Reavers have two men back deep to return. So here we go, and we are underway in Council Bluffs. Kick is going to angle toward the sidelines, picked up by the Blue Dragons. Here comes the return, and it's going to be Waller on the return. Finds a seam. He's open at the 30, up to the 35-yard line, trying to get the angle, and he finally going to be corralled. That returner was Nick Singleton, Nick Singleton for Iowa Western returned it all the way to the 41-yard line. So a little broken coverage there, Darren.
Well, the block that sprung him, I'm not sure was completely legal. Looked like it was in the back. The officials said he was on the side of him, though.
We will see who will come out in quarterback. Dragons defensively now set up with Iowa Western with the football on their own 41-yard line.
Looks like number 13.
Yeah,
number
it does.
13.
It does. Kurt Walding, so he must be healthy. Again, he was 13 out of 21 for 177 yards. He's out of Des Moines, Downing High School. Dragons get set defensively, and here we go. Back to throw. Little seam on the left side. Pass is complete on the outside to Joe Jordan. He'll pick up a few yards on the carry.
Just one reception last week, so you can see not only are they quick to get to the passing game, but they're going to guys who didn't have much offensive production last week in the runaway.
All right, here we get set. Back again is Walding. He's in the gun. The turn to give to the running. Oh, he's going to keep a Walding around the right side, down to the inside of Blue Dragon territory to the 30, and he slides to the 25-yard line. Nifty move by Kurt Walding, showing that he can run a little bit. We have a flag on the field average. Josh, do you see what the flag was about? Was it a hold?
Delay of game on Walding.
Okay, they're going to call the delay of game.
We're actually giving this a much worse, unsportsmanlike, for spinning the ball when he got up. Now, in the NFL, you can do that as long as it's a first down and the ball stays in the same spot. College level, you get caught with the 15. So basically brings back everything he just gained.
Hey, guys, that was just a simple zone read play where the quarterback kept it. We attacked the running back. He pulled it and worked his way around the edge.
Yeah,
so
good job. He faked it to Sargent, the running back, and then just kept it himself. They'll back it up. They'll mark it actually at the 42 of the Blue Dragons. 1st and 10, however, as they move the chains. Now to get set, back in the gun again is Walding. Low snap, flag on the play as one of the Dragons might have gotten to the neutral zone.
Talon just a little bit eager to get there. Got right over the top of the center and bumped helmets.
That'll set up a 2nd down and 5. Encroachment is going to be called on the Blue Dragons. So Iowa Western will get a 1st down and 5 call now. Nose of the football on the Blue Dragons' 37-yard line. Kurt Walding, the quarterback, wants to throw it on the left side. As a receiver, nice stop made out there defensively. The Blue Dragons had a defensive back come up and really aggressively attack the play and was able to get the stop.
Say hello to Jerry Jacobs. He showed you what he could do with the pick 6 last week. How about making a pop on that tackle?
All right, Jacobs made the stop. Jerry Jacobs, quite a character. Now they'll set up wide right this time. Matter of fact, they'll go with 3 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. Back is Walding. Looks across the pocket, throws. Catch is not made. Jacobs got a hand on it to deflect it. The receiver was out there and about hauled it in.
Great coverage by Jacobs. Settled back into cover 2 and tipped the ball. Really, it almost tipped it into the guy's hands, but great play by Jacobs, number 3.
All right, that sets up a key 3rd down and 8 call now for the Reavers. They move from left to right as you listen and watch. Back to passes. Walding steps up in the pocket. It threads the needle, and a reception is made.
That's that 3rd down situation you're talking about. You forced them into a 3rd and kind of long with about 7 or 8 to go, and they're able to convert.
Vincent Perry was able to make the catch. He's out of Nashville. 1st and 10 now for the Reavers. They're inside of Blue Dragon territory at the 24-yard line, and timeout's going to be taken. We'll get a break in as well. 13-14 to go in the first quarter play. Reavers driving down the field. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back right after this.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding values. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Save big over retail prices on firearms, electronics, guitars and amps, name brand tools, video games, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
Welcome back to Council Bluffs. Reavers on the move. They have the ball inside the Blue Dragon territory at about the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 on a nice strike to Vincent Perry from Kurt Walding. Dragons defended out there, but it was good for the 1st down.
That's one of those timeouts Coach Rhodes talked about not wanting to take, trying to make a substitution as the offense moved down the field and couldn't get the guys off the field in time.
Walding back in again. Gun, he has Sargent on left hip. He gives it to Sargent. Surge back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss. Well, about a gain, about 1 on the play.
Good job by Colby Turner coming up and making the tackle.
Colby Turner, good to see him healthy. Again, he's a Hutchinson native. He was banged up in high school and has been banged up for the last couple of years. Good to see him at that linebacker spot for the Blue Dragons. All right, here we get set. Ball knocked away, incomplete. Brings up another key 3rd down call. So 2 of these, Josh, Coach Gooch, as we've been able to see 3rd down last time they converted. Let's see if we can get a stop here.
You bet. Both of them have been passes and trying to work the middle intermediate routes.
Kurt Walding, the quarterback for the Reavers of Iowa Western. Blue Dragons have yet to get a possession. Now he checks off and gets under center, looks to his bench to see if he's going to make a play change, and I think he does. He's going to audible, sets back again in the gun. Snap is back. He's going to keep it himself, goes forward, trying to get to that 1st down markers, and is going to be rejected as a whole host of Blue Dragons come up to make the stop. We'll bring up a 4th down situation. See where they're going to move it.
4th and 3. 4th and 3. Looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, they're going to go for it from this angle. 4th down, and it's Walding's back in the gun now. 4th down and 3. Those are the football on the 18. Now Walding steps up under center. Is going to audible again. He changes the count, goes back in the gun. Blue Dragons get set. Big play right here early on in this ball game. No score as of yet. Back to pass. Walding goes right side. Receivers out there. The catch is made. He dives in the end zone. Touchdown. Reavers from 18 yards out.
Josh, you got a good look at that one. It looked like Turner may have stepped out at the 3. Did he get cleanly into the end zone?
Yeah, he was clean in the end zone. It was just a great catch. Witherspoon was there, number 8, to defend it, just fight for the ball, and he went up and picked it and turned into the end zone.
That's one you work on in practice, the back shoulder throw. That's exactly where they got it, and then with the missed tackles, Turner able to make his way into the end zone.
12:01 to go in this first quarter play. 6-0 right now. Reavers, the point after, coming your way as we get set. Here's the hold. The kick is on its way. It is up, and it is good. So your score with 12:01 to go in this first quarter play. Reavers took it all the way down the field after getting a nice return to their own 41. They lead it 7-0. We will take a 30-second timeout. Be back for the Reavers kickoff coming your way right after this.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert F. of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Burning Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Well, the Blue Dragons defensively could not stop the Reavers. There was two key, one third down call and one fourth down call where they went for it, got the touchdown. They lead at 7-0. Now they will be kicking off to the Blue Dragons. Blue Dragons right to left as you listen and watch. See what the Blue Dragons can get going offensively. This could be a shutout, but good job by Walding to lead his team down. Here's a shootout is what I was trying to say. The reception is going to be made at about the Blue Dragon 15-yard line. Here comes the return, trying to get back.
Jalen Irwin shows you right there why he averages 25.3 yards a kick return. Had he gotten underneath the ball a little bit sooner, probably couldn't have gotten a few more yards off of that. But he was late getting to it.
They'll mark it at the 31, and he comes off a little gimpy. Dragons now with Cam Jones will be the offensive coordinator, Knoxville, Tennessee. He is a sophomore. He was had 253 yards last week.
And that was on 8 completions.
Exactly. So Jones will be your quarterback for the Blue Dragon. He's down in their center. He'll send a man in motion. That's Irwin. He comes left to right. He's going to be okay. Catches the pass outside in the flat. Picks it up, trying to spin away, and he's going to be dropped for maybe even a loss on the play. Let's see exactly where he might be. They're going to maybe give him a yard. So a pickup of a yard, yard and a half, or maybe 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 to call now. Good defense by the Reavers.
That's the play you have to be careful about. That one was actually backward. Had Irwin missed it, it would have been a fumble. And you see the Reavers do the same play. The difference, they pass it forward. So if it's an incomplete pass, then it's just dead once it drops to the ground.
2nd down and 8 now. Blue Dragons have the football on their own 33-yard line. Cam Jones in the gun, gets out of his hands. He goes back. He still squirts away, trying to get to it. Loose football picked up by the Reavers. They're going to take it to the 15, down to the 20, trying to get into the end zone. They're close, and they say yes. A picked up fumble, and again, just like last week, the worst thing that could happen for the Blue Dragons was the turnover. Cam Jones could not get to it. He slid, trying to corral it, but then it bounced away, and the Reaver was able to return it in for the touchdown.
Snap was above the head, guys. It went above his head. He flipped it. Went to go land on it. It skid away from him. I'm not so sure the Iowa Reaver wasn't down when he picked it up. They let him continue on with it.
That's what I was going to say. How can you let Chester Graves pick the ball up while he's laying on the ground, get up and run it in?
Graves' touchdown was good. The point after right now coming, 13-0, 11:07 to go in this first quarter of play. So less than a minute gone. Blue Dragon offense only had 2 snaps, and it went awry. Here's the extra point kick. It is up. It is on its way. It is good. And your score with 11:07 to go in this first quarter now. Reavers 14, Blue Dragons nothing. We'll be back for the Reaver kickoff coming your way in 30 seconds.
Erickson Custom Building has helped homeowners bring their remodel ideas to life. If you're looking to update a kitchen or bathroom or hoping to remodel your entire home, trust the team at Erickson Custom Building. We create customized plans designed around your dreams, ideas, and budget. For quality and follow-through on any home project, call Erickson Custom Building at 620-585-2816 or visit ericksoncustomBLDG.com.
Well, we're set for the Reaver kickoff after the return for the touchdown off the misplay by the Blue Dragons. And able to kick it also up and in there. Now kicking off is going to be Hunter Pinniger. Kick's going to be taken again by Irwin. He's going to circle to his left up to the 24, dances a little bit across the 30 and around up to about the 34-yard line. Nifty return by Irwin. Flag on the play.
Tried to get the outside. Juwan Johnson didn't really get a good block on the defender, but the defender then missed the tackle to give Irwin a few more yards.
Sorted out a little bit See exactly where they're going to put the football. Blue Dragons trailing 14-0 with 10:59 to go in this first quarter of play as they were able to take the opening kickoff and drive down, reverse. They're going to put this penalty on the Reavers, so the Blue Dragons get a break. It's going to march it up close to midfield. They'll mark it at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Blue Dragons. So, Josh, they just need to settle down a little bit here and try to drive on down the field.
Yeah, not the start that the Blue Dragons wanted. A little bit just unlucky on the snap, but again, those are the fundamentals we're looking to see improve from week 1 to week 2.
Josh's comments brought to you by Oliver's Beef and Brew, by the way. That's located at 929 East 30th Street, as well as Jackson Meat and Ty Cahoon Kinesiology. Back to handoff on the left side. Ball pops loose. Emmons' ball goes out of bounds. Dragons got a break right there as Emmons, they put a helmet on the ball. Emmons rolls left, gets it across down to the 45. Little break there.
Had trouble with ball security last week. Good news, he's running to the left sideline, ball in his left hand, so when he takes the pop, yes, he should have covered it up into both arms. Instead, he takes the hit, and it rolls out of bounds, fortunately, for the Blue Dragons. That penalty moments ago, Chester Graves, who scored the touchdown on the fumble return, against him, so he's pretty hyped.
B.J. Emmons out of Morganton, North Carolina, transferred from Alabama, played and was injured last year for the Crimson Tide. They got a big one against Florida State tonight. Right side, here goes Emmons. He's going to be tripped up down to about the 42-yard line. Mark it out officially at the 43, so third down and just short, third down and a long 3 coming up for the Blue Dragons.
That's Waller into the game.
Yeah, Waller back in there now. So Deshaun Waller, he's out of Atlanta, Georgia. Had a touchdown last week and actually had another one on a punt return, but was negated by a block in the back. Here's the snap, the give to Waller. He fumbles the football, gets it back, however, and he's tripped up at the 45-yard line. So fumbleitis right out there for the Blue Dragons.
Yeah, no question. Ben, one thing I want to point out, again, another high snap. The quarterback could barely get it.
And because of that, he was late getting to Waller. So Waller was farther away from where Cam Jones needed him to be to hand the ball off cleanly, and stretching out to try to get it there caused that mishap.
Blue Dragons are going to have to punt the football away, so Hutchinson will get set to punt it away. Luke Newmeyer out of St. George, Kansas will be the punter. It is 4th down and about 4 on the Reaver 45-yard line. Glenn Grunwald, Darren Dunn, and Josh Gooch along with you on the Blue Dragons Sports Network, as well as on Country 102.9 KHUT in Hutchinson and KWBW 1450 AM in Hutch. Here's the punt. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be a fair catch called and taken right at the 25 for the Reavers to sort out the penalty. Depending on what it is, would be close to an automatic first down if it's a 5-yard variety, and I'm not sure it's going to be. See if they're going to indicate what it was. Looks like they're going to set it up for the Reavers at their own 25-yard line, or 15-yard line, excuse me. 8:47 to go, quarter 1. Dragons, an illegal formation on the kicking team was a 5-yard penalty, so it'll be added up and it'll be spotted now at the 20. 8:47 to go in quarter 1, 14-0, Reavers on top.
This is a very important series. The Blue Dragons must get the Reavers off the field. This is not a team you want to get down 14 to 17 points by, and already down 14, you must close the gap.
Reavers offense now as they get set. Again, Kurt Waldham took it right down the field to give up the middle. The carry is going to be by Mickey Sargent. He's out of Key West, Florida.
Averaged 5.9 yards a carry last week, and you can see him kind of scoring free in between people. And I would say it's easy for him to get lost. He's listed at 5'11". I don't know that he's actually that tall.
Picked up another 5 right there. Second down of 5. Here's a carry, and getting tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Dragons keep him upright. Going to be carried back by Sargent again. They'll mark him forward progress about a yard, so looks like to be about a 3rd down and a long 4. Dragons defensively, they swap out a little bit.
Watch for a short pass to the flat here.
Back to passes, Walding looks across, angles out, gets it in the Sargent's hands. He's up to the 27, and stop right there. Blue Dragons are going to get a stop, and a great stop after a wrap-up Being down by the Blue Dragons coming in was number 33 for Hutchinson to make the stop.
Drew Harvey, good job reading the play and getting to Sargent right before the line to gain.
Gained only a couple yards. Nice job by Harvey. And Josh, you saw that right in front of you as well. He was able to make the stop, wrap him up, and keep him for the gain. 4th down and 2.
Yeah, check down late by the quarterback, and great stop by the Blue Dragons.
All right, they're set to kick it away. Blue Dragons are going to get set defensively back, and coming up is going to be Adrian Cross. He makes the catch at the 35, spins away across the 40, spins again to his left, has some room. He's up to the midfield to 50, down the sidelines, trying to get something going. He's at the 20, all the way down to the 22-yard line. Nifty move by Adrian Cross down that sideline. Just picked his move from the 40 to the 35 all the way down. Let's see where they finally mark it. Right there in front of you, Josh Gooch. Nice move by Adrian Cross.
Some extra effort running, great blocking. Really just an exceptional return all the way down near the 21-yard line.
The fancy footwork from the beginning. He got away from Devon Henderson. He did a shake and bake around him, and if not for Antoine Benjamin, Cross may have ended up in the end zone.
45-yard return for Adrian Cross. They'll mark it at the 21. 1st and 10 Blue Dragons with 6:54 and go in quarter one. They trail at 14-0. Cam Jones, the quarterback, down under center. Go for the I formation set. Long snap count. And they finally pitch it to the left side. A run by Emmons. He dives to the 15, and nice nifty move by B.J. Emmons.
Nice cut to get it up the field. He lost his footing just a little bit in the backfield. Otherwise, he could have gotten a few more out of that run.
They'll mark it officially at the 15-yard line. Pickup of 6. 2nd down and 4 for the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson. They'll break huddle. Emmons will stay back in there at their running back slot. They'll split wideouts on the right side as well as on the left. Cam Jones back in the gun. The turn to give it to Emmons. Reverses his field, angles to the right side, down to about the 10, really close to the first down. Josh Gooch says it looks like a first down.
Tough running on the zone read play.
So Emmons will check out of the contest. Blue Dragons will bring in a tight end set. Waller will check back in at the running back spot as well. So Deshaun Waller will be the running back. They'll split them out wide right and left. They'll send out on the right side Jawan Johnson. Cam Jones back in the gun again. Waller right behind him. Now they'll send a man in motion. They'll turn. They'll give it to Waller, trying to dance it right. He has an opening. They'll take it in. Touchdown, Blue Dragons. From 10 yards out, Hutchinson Blue Dragons are on the board with a Waller touchdown. 14-6 your score. Dragons are on the board with 5:44 to go in this first quarter of play. Nifty move by Waller to take it in untouched.
It started with the defense and the stop on 3rd down by Harvey. Offense able to move the ball down the field, and Waller always gives you that ability to end up in the end zone.
Set for the point after. The kick is on its way. It is up, and it is good. 14-7. Blue Dragons pull it within 7 with 5:44 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds for the Blue Dragon kickoff right after this.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Well, welcome back to Council Bluffs, Iowa. In Lee Central High School, Titan Field, the Blue Dragons set up by that Adrian Cross nifty 45-yard return. The Blue Dragons took it in from 10 yards out with Deshaun Waller with the score. It's 14-7 your score. The Reavers lead it over the Blue Dragons, but finally getting the jitters out a little bit there and starting to get settled in a little bit.
Yeah, the Blue Dragons able to do everything on the ground so far. No passing attempts yet.
Getting set to kick off. Niemeyer, by the way, was the point after touchdown kick, and getting set to kick off here is going to be Donovan Gagnon. Here comes the kick. It's a squib kick, goes all the way on a line drive, picked up quickly at about the 7-yard line, right up the middle. There goes Singleton again, or was that Singleton? Nope, number 45. A nifty return by Iowa Westerns. It's going to be Mike Hill on a return. Just took it right straight up the middle on that line drive kick, and a nifty return will set up shop pretty good for the Iowa Western team. We have a Blue Dragon a little shaken up. His training staff has to come out and attend to a Blue Dragon. Looks like he might have stung a little shoulder.
27 Jackson, yeah, he blew the wedge up and on the kickoff. He came down flying around, and he might have had a little stinger in his shoulder.
Yeah, and had he not done that, Hill had a long way to go.
Here comes the pass on the left side. Throw by Welding is going to be controlled over there at the about across the 35 up to about the 38-yard line. Stop was made by the Blue Dragons on that far side. Guy Victoria was able to help out along with Story Jackson making the stop over there.
Victoria, a leader not only of this defense, but a leader of this team. It was great to see him pumping up the groups as they came out in pregame.
All right, back to pass again. Here comes Welding. Finds room to run. Gets it across the 40 up to about the 43-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. That'll bring up a key fourth down call right here. Let's see what they actually set up here. Third down call. Third down from the 43, third and about 3. Waldy's back in the gun. He's going to change the play a little bit. Blue Dragons are going to stack up front with 4. Big Humphrey in the middle, trying to make the stop. Here we go. Back is Walding. Throws it across the middle. Catch is made. Good for the first down. Story Jackson comes up and dumps the receiver, but coming up with the catch was Mike Hill. So Iowa Western will move the chains, guys, with 4:25 to go in this quarter number 1. Back to passes. Walding, or gets set, that is. Now he checks off. He's going to step up the line of scrimmage and change the play on the count after he got his read. Setting at the 45 is where he is. Ball inside Blue Dragon territory at the 49. Back to passes, Kurt Walding. Scrims away, goes right side. Ball is thrown and caught at about the 32-yard line, but we have a flag on the play.
Yeah, it'll come back. Big hold in the backfield by the Reavers.
Throw him down, yeah, right in the middle of the backfield. We would have had a sack if we didn't throw him down.
Brock Cavanis just held on to Humphrey and pulled him to the ground.
Joe Jordan made the catch. Is going to be for naught. Is it's going to come back. They'll pick up the flag at the 45. It's going to be the holding is going to be the call. And Brett Bassler. No, that's Blue Dragons number 47.
Yeah, Cavanis with the hold in the back.
You're right. So that'll back it up a little bit. Brings up a 1st and 20 now for Iowa Western at their own 41. More than likely a passing situation, but you can't always count on that. As Sargent, the tailback, he had some yards last week. Toss across the middle. Here's the screen. Just a little bubble across inside the Blue Dragon territory again. They'll mark it at the 49. So they got those 10 yards back from the penalty. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the Blue Dragon 49-yard line. Quinn Head, defensive back, comes up and makes the stop for the Blue Dragons. Walding back to pass again. Steps up in the pocket. Has some room to run. He's going to go around on the left side down to the 40 to the 35 and out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Right around is where they're going to mark it. Call it maybe the 36. So Walding's showing the ability to be able to run a little bit.
Well, he's very decisive back there. He's dropping back, looking for maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and if nothing's there, he's pulling it down to run, and lately he's had lots of room to do so.
Another first down for Iowa Western. They're giving the right side carry for Sargent. Short gain across the 35 down to about the 33. Second pickup of maybe just 2.
Very important for the Blue Dragons to stiffen up here with just under 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Walding is really spreading the field and able to pick up on some passing as well as give it off to Sargent when he needs to. Back to passes, Walding, cross, makes the kick, make the catch, but nicely defended on the left side. Pick up a 5 or 6. Let's see where they mark it officially. Looks like it's going to be right around the 27-yard line. So Witherspoon and Quinn Head come up and make the stop. Sets up another third down and 3. The give to Sargent. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe ekes forward for about a yard. So Sargent carried forward. Pick up maybe a yard. 4th down and short. And Walden goes with a hurry up, and they'll whistle the play. The Blue Dragons get a timeout taken. Let's check it.
Yeah, another situation where they were trying to substitute late, and the Reavers were in the hurry up, and they couldn't get off before needing to take a timeout. That's 2 now on the same type of play in the first quarter.
So the ball is going to be set at the 27-yard line when we return. We'll get a 30-second timeout and 2:09 to go in this first quarter play. 14-7, Reavers lead it. They're marching down the field. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
2:09 remaining to go in the first quarter of play. 14-7, Reavers lead it, and they have the football 4th down and 1 on the Blue Dragon 27-yard line. Big play coming up here. Kurt Walding, the quarterback. He's back in the gun formation again. Has wideouts on the right side with trips and 2 on the left as well. And Anthony Turner over on the left side as well as Mike Hill. Now he checks out the defense. Back to passes, Walding. Angle to the right side, going to run out of the pocket, throws it to the right. Does he have the catch made? Is it incomplete?
Incomplete pass.
Taking over on downs will be the Blue Dragons, so the defense did their job as they bent a little bit but didn't break. And Hutchinson will have their another possession on their own 27-yard line with 2:03 to go in the quarter.
Empty backfield, I would say you kind of limit yourself in that situation, but we have seen the quarterback draw today, so the Blue Dragons had to be ready for that. The only thing that could have gotten them in that situation, Devontae Jest got a little bit caught inside the quarterback, and Walding had a chance to go outside instead of pulling it down, though. He tried to dump it off to Sargent just a little bit low and outside.
Josh Gooch, good job by the defense to have the pressure and flush him out of the pocket.
Key stop, Glenn. That's a key moment in the game. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right, Cam Jones back in the gun. He'll send a man in motion. The turn to give up the middle. Run up in the middle is going to be Otis Williams, who's in there for the first time today. Williams picks up maybe 2 yards on the carry. That'll angle it up to about the 29-yard line. So 2nd down and 8 now facing the Blue Dragons as Otis Williams gets his try back there. He's out of Tampa, Florida. Again, 3 touchdowns as well as last week. Otis Williams came in offensively and did a good job. Back under center now is Cam Jones. The turn, the pitch. Again, this side is going to be Otis Williams on the carry up to about the 32. So 3rd down and 5 will face the Blue Dragons offensively. They'll send new players into the lineup as well. Substitutions come in this situation. As the Blue Dragons get set. Cam Jones back in that backfield. Coming in also was Marcus Edwards at a wide receiver spot. Split wideouts on the near side and 1 on the far side. Back to passes Jones. Looks to the right, gets it to Lee. Lee makes the catch on the right side, close to the first down. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be up to about the 39. Good enough for the first down. Nifty move over there by Hutchinson as Andrew Lee made the catch coming out of that backfield. Nice job, Josh Gooch.
Yeah, great play back into the boundary, a swing pass to the back. You know, all the defenders are working deep. He's able to pick up the first down.
Coach Gooch's comments brought to you by Cahoon Kinesiology. Give them a call, 662-6160. Oliver's Beef and Brew on 30th Street, as well as Jackson Meat. Blue Dragons send another man in motion. Cam Jones down under center. Turns. The give again. It's a fake to Williams. Here's on the passes. Cam Jones passes incomplete. Letting him just a little too far. His intended receiver out there for the Blue Dragons. Number 2 is Whitmire.
Jones had a little bit of trouble in pregame hitting those passes on the run. He's been a little bit high and long, and you saw that there.
Tough to throw on that roll out to the left side when you got to come across your right-hand quarterback coming across your body and let him just a little bit.
Yeah, and I've always wondered, especially at the college level, why you want to roll out a right-handed quarterback to the left, but we see it more and more in today's game.
Second down and 10 now. Ball to the nose of the football on the Blue Dragon 39-yard end. This sent a man in motion. They'll give it on the left side. And carrying it is going to be, for the Blue Dragons, Marcus Edwards. Was it?
Yeah, Whitmire.
Yeah, Whitmire, excuse me. Marcus Whitmire, number 2, out of Lithonia, Georgia. Little 5'8" wideout for the Blue Dragons, a freshman. Little or no gain. It'll make it third down and 10.
He had that 8-yard rush last week on a similar play, but Jabari Myers just able to stay home and not let the shake and bake get around him.
Timeout on the field. Blue Dragons, end of the quarter. Blue Dragons trailer 14-7. We'll make our quarter changes, and we'll be back with more coming your way from Council Bluffs in 1 minute.
Kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
Sure, there are lots of choices around for a primary care physician. But it's not about how many. It's about just one, the right one for you. When you experience the sincerity and attentiveness of the family doctors and PAs at Prairie Star and our sliding fee scale, you'll know you made the right choice. Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
And we start this second quarter play. Blue Dragons facing a third down and 10 to go on their own 39-yard line. So a key third down play here as we start the second quarter. By the way, Coffeyville trailing 14-0. Ellsworth, Iowa on top of the Red Ravens. That, and again, in the first quarter play, started the same game time. There's a pass. It's going to be incomplete and then dropped. Did they call the catch?
They're going to say that was intercepted.
The catch was made. It will be picked up. The Reavers were able to come away with a loose ball. I thought it was an incomplete pass.
I thought it was incomplete also, guys. If we had a replay review, I think it would be.
Looked like it hit the ground, but they say Dinsdale got a hold of it. It was originally stripped out of the receiver's arms by Jabari Myers, and that's when I thought it hit the ground. And then Dinsdale comes away with it, and the umpire, they're still going to talk about it. Yeah. The umpire who was there closest to see it, I'm not sure had a good look at it, but if you are unsure whether it's complete or incomplete, you should go with incomplete.
Hunter Sims was the intended receiver, and I thought it popped right. Maybe it popped right out of his hands. So far, they're going to keep it on the. They're going to keep it on the Iowa Reavers offensive side. So pick is what they're calling. So Reavers in Blue Dragon territory. Here's a swing out on the left side. The catch is made up to about the 41-yard line, returning it for the Mike Hill for the Iowa Western.
Hill is going to get those passes where he's swinging out to the left or right and over the middle, and as long as you can stop him, those aren't going to hurt you too badly. It's when you miss a tackle in there, he's able to spring free and do what he did last week with the 45-yard touchdown.
The quick snap. They give it back to Sargent. He's going to be wrapped up for the loss. Blue Dragons send him back to the original line of scrimmage, which was at the 45. They were facing a third down and about 6, so a loss of 4 on the play. Nice job of the Blue Dragons.
Contained on the backside by Hayward, and when the back turned to go back the other way, Hayward said hello.
Back in the gun again is the quarterback for Iowa Western. That's going to be Walding. Steps up, swings to the right side. Sargent with the catch. Drives across the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Let's see where they finally stop it. It looks like they're going to
fourth down, yeah.
Yeah, fourth down. So it's going to be a fourth down situation. That pass good for about 8 yards. 4th down and 2. Boy, he's really swinging the Sargent. He's out of Key West, Florida, a lot out there. He's a redshirt freshman, Mickey Sargent. So Walding, the quarterback, Reavers lead it by 7. We're in the second quarter, 13:26 to go in the second quarter of play. Glenn Grunwald, Darren Dunn, and the old ball coach, Josh Gooch, on the sidelines for us today. Kurt Walden gets set. He's back in the gun. The turn to give to Sargent again. Wrapped up for the Blue Dragons, but very close to for that first down. Let's see if they officially march it. They will say another first down, so they'll move it to the 34, 1st and 10, the Reavers. Reavers just line up and come right at you. As Coach Rhodes told me this Thursday morning when I met with him, is that they're totally different from Coffeyville. They'll just line up and come right at you. There's a play-action pass. Walding has a receiver out there. Catch can't be made. He stretched him the full length out there, and unable to make the catch was Anthony Turner after a play-action to Sargent.
It was definitely there. Hunter Sims was trailing Turner into the end zone, and the ball just a little bit overthrown.
2nd down and 10 now. Full ball at the Blue Dragon 34-yard line.
I can give a little credit to Sims there. He knew he was beat. He kind of reached out and gave Turner a little bit of a bump. Not enough to call it interference, but enough to throw the timing off on the play.
Walding, a redshirt freshman, and out of Dowling High School out of Des Moines. He'll swing right. The catch is made in a gap right over there, and the catch is made for number 7, Mike Hill. Good for the first down. We have a Blue Dragon injured at the 32, grabbing what looks to be like a hamstring or a knee, and the training staff will come out and attend, but he was just gapped it right there on the pay. Mike Hill just got it between 2 defenders, made the catch.
You're right. It was right into the window, and Walding put it on him right when he got into that gap for a nice gain.
Moves it up to the 13-yard line. Let's see who.
Looks like a cramp.
Yeah, it does look like a cramp. When he grabbed that left, looked like it might have been a hamstring and already cramping a little bit. Game time temperature was 75 degrees, but that turf is a little bit warmer than that, Coach. And
yeah, it's a little warmer. You know, most of the places we play have some sort of flag on top of the goalpost. It's a little bit difficult to know exactly which way the wind is blowing.
Earlier I saw out of the south-southwest at about 9 miles per hour. You got a little bit of a breeze. And you came better prepared than I did last week. I've been fighting the sunburn that I got at Gowan Stadium last week. You're all tired with the red shirt and the cap on.
You bet. I know better than to burn my lips and burn my forehead.
There you go. Spoken like a true farmer right there, okay?
Going back to the field goal post, have you seen how bent up they are?
Yeah, they are a little bent.
One is completely more forward than the other on this one end.
You bet. And I thought a couple of their extra points were really right on the verge of being no good.
Normal field goal posts they would have been.
Ball on the 13, 1st and 10 now for the Reavers. They're driving on the Blue Dragon 13-yard line to give to Sargent around the right side. He's going to be tripped up after he got to about the 10-yard line. Dragons defensively came up quick by Story Jackson to make the stop. Nice job by Story to get in there to trip him up a little bit.
Jackson was good last week coming up and making the pop. Of his 10 tackles, 6 of those solos. So you know when he has an offensive guy in open space, more often than not, he will win that battle.
All right, Kurt Walding, the quarterback. He's gone the distance. He was injured last week, and Loxley came in, and all he did was throw 11 for 11 for 220 yards. So they have got 2 good quarterbacks. Back to passes, Walding steps up, goes left side, has a receiver. Sargent walks in unattended. Somebody blown coverage on the left side. It's 20-7. Iowa Western with a touchdown with 11:52 to go from 10 yards out.
There's trips to the field, and the back just exploded outside. Somebody failed to cover him.
Somebody failed to cover him with 11:52 to go in the second quarter of play. It's 20-7. Iowa Western's point after touchdown forthcoming. Eddie Ogumba will try to point after for Iowa Western. 11:52 to go in the second quarter of play, and a lot of offense so far from Iowa Western. Here's the point after kick. Squibs through there, and it is good. Your score with 11:52 to go in quarter 2 is Iowa Western 21, the visiting Blue Dragons of Hutchinson 7. We will be back for the Iowa Western Reaver kickoff right after this 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout.
Sure, there are lots of choices around for a primary care physician, but it's not about how many. It's about just one, the right one for you. When you experience the sincerity and attentiveness of the family doctors and PAs at Prairie Star and our sliding fee scale, you'll know you made the right choice. Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Well, the Reavers getting set to kick off. They lead at 21-7. Glenn Grunwald, Darren Dunn, Josh Gooch. Glad to have everybody along on the Blue Dragon Sports Network if you're watching, as well as on Country 102.9 and KWBW radio sidewise back in Hutchinson. Blue Dragons will be at home next week. Resolution Prep comes to town for a noon kickoff. And here comes the Reavers kickoff. High spinning kick that's going to be taken at about the 15-yard line, but fumbled away, picked up quickly by the Blue Dragons, and they'll carry it forward. It just came off of Irwin and bounced forward. Dragons were lucky there.
Fortunate that Whitmire was able to scoop it in time and get down the field a couple of yards. I think that Irwin on the next kickoff should probably move up a little bit. All the kickoffs he's taken today, all three, he has been way too far back, and he's been running up under the ball a little bit late. He should probably start a little bit closer to the tee.
1st and 10 for the 25 for the Blue Dragons. They'll send that offensive front out there. Cam Jones remains in there at quarterback. They'll send trips to the right side and split out 2 to the wide left. So Cam Jones will get set to go here. Jones out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Gives it to Emmons. Emmons finds a seam, gets across. Nice move across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. And the young man out of North Carolina is showing his skills right there as he just knifed through that defense and carried it forward for the first down. It'll move the chains, pick up to the 42.
That's a lot of speed and power coming downhill.
Well, it really is, churning those legs. And Emmons only played part of the game last week, kind of injured an ankle, same injury he had at Alabama. Ball on the 42s, 1st down and 10 now for the Blue Dragons. Trying to answer back that Reaver touchdown. To give to Emmons again. Stutters gets across 50 to the 40, to the 45, to the down to the 30. He's going to be tripped out to inside of Reaver territory all the way. They'll mark it at about the 28-yard line. His helmet popped out, and I think he's going to have to sit out for a second. He comes out a little gimpy, but a nifty room right there. Josh Gooch, that really showed the capability of that young man from North Carolina.
Yes, it sure did. He came downhill, hit the hole, exploded through it, and was just chased from behind. So I think he's fine, just a little gassed.
The helmet popped off, and BJ is going to have to take a seat back in there. I believe it's going to be Waller, Deshaun Waller, out of Atlanta, Georgia. He'll sit up on the left hip. He'll get the football. He'll turn to the right side. Big tackle made right at the 26-yard line. Pickup of only a couple. Deshaun Waller, Rich Homie is his nickname. They did a good job. But we can keep him healthy. You got a good 1-2 attack with Emmons out there. And Waller's going to return to the huddle right now. Emmons still on the sideline. Nose of the football at the Reaver 26-yard line. 21-7. Reavers on top. Blue Dragons trying to get on the board again. Wide out split left side is Tavian Allen. Sent a man in motion, but he returns back. Back to pass is Cam Jones. Sits up in the pocket. A lot of room. Goes to his right side. He's going to keep it and squander it, get out of bounds. Down goes a referee as they block as they came up and see if he picks up any yards, picks up a few yards there. We're going to mark it at. Looks like it's going to be marked right at the 25.
Yeah, about 3rd and 8, Glenn. So big 3rd down here for the Blue Dragons.
Referee kind of took the hit for a second over there. Brings up a 3rd down and 7 call for the Blue Dragons. Cam Jones breaks huddle. He'll step back in the gun. Wideouts left and right. Waller on his right side. Long snap count. 10-12 to go in this second quarter. Back to pass in the pocket. He's going to be hit, but he tries to get away and loses yards up to about the 30. He missed the first connection by the Reaver, and that Reaver's going to actually get a little gimpy and come down, but a good job of coming in to disrupt it was Cotton Dinsdale, and Cam just ducked and had time to get away out of his grasp. Brings up a key 4th down call now.
How about this field goal attempt here?
Dragons are going to try the field goal. It's going to be from the 30, 48-yarder here. Holding for the Blue Dragons will be Gagnon. Here comes the kick. Niemeyer's kick is on its way, is squibbing left, and is going to be just a little short. So Blue Dragons are unable to get on the board. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Reavers from They'll mark it at the 30-yard line.
That attempt just shy, Glenn, and kind of caught up there in the wind. A little bit of a knuckleball, just shy of the goalpost.
Josh Gooch's comments brought to you by Oliver's Beef and Brew. Hey, you know what they have on Saturdays? $1 kids menu with the purchase of a adult entree, 925 East 30th. Give them a call, 669-6838. Before or after the game, it's Oliver's Beef and Brew.
New quarterback in the game now for the Reavers. Here's Loxley.
All right, it's going to be Loxley, and he was successful last week, as we talked about. And moving around on the right side, pass was complete to Mike Hill, and they'll move the chains again. So right away, he comes in and has success.
It's really worked for them in this ball game. I think the Reavers are going to continue to dump it there to Hill until the Blue Dragons can stop it consistently.
Back on the pitch now, around the outside is going to be Hill. He's going to carry it across the 40 up to the 42, and knocked out of bounds right there.
Yeah, the Blue Dragons probably lucky that hit was not late on the sideline. And you're familiar with Deion Sanders in primetime. I think that's a little bit where the Mike Hill comes from. He was carrying the ball like primetime on that. A little bit of his inspiration probably comes from Deion Sanders.
You're dating yourself a little bit right there. Back to pass again is Loxley. Loxley across the middle. Catch just about made. Dropping it down and missing. Incomplete pass. Blue Dragons with good coverage. Witherspoon over there. Third down and 10 now facing the Reavers. Loxley again back in the gun. He looks to the sidelines now. Kai Loxley out of Fort Washington, Maryland, so played at Gilman High School. Back to pass. He's going to run a little bit, steps forward, spins it away, and picks up a good yardage. He picked up 5 or 6 more yards with that nifty move, finally to stop Little Blue Dragons to come over defensively to get the stop.
You know, the quarterback draw, they tried to draw us off sides to gain a little bit of yards, and then they went to the quarterback draw. I think Loxley's a little bit more of a running quarterback.
He
guy
is.
Number 13.
And that's what Ryan talked to me about on Thursday. He thought, hey, Walding will be more of a pocket player, Kai Loxley more of a runner, and that'll change a lot what you do. Blue Dragons have a player down injured. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll check on the injury. 8:30 to go in this first half of play. We're in the second quarter. Dragons trail at 21-7. Iowa Western with the football will return in 30 seconds.
At Jim's Water and Wood, they understand how hard you work, so that's why they work hard to provide you with products to enhance your downtime. Products like Hot Spring Spas. Hot Spring Spas are the best built, easiest to own, longest lasting hot tub on the planet. There's a size and model for everyone, and right now you can get the spa of your dreams at State Fair pricing. No need to wait. And if you're thinking bigger, now is a perfect time for the expert pool builders at Jim's Water and Woods to design and build a custom pool just for you. Come see them at their showroom, 419 West 2nd in Hutchinson, and follow them on Facebook.
Well, 8.5 to go in the second quarter here. By the way, at Highland, Garden City trailing Highland in the second quarter, 6-0. Highland on top of Garden City, excuse me. All right, getting set to kick away will be the Reavers. And whistle stops the play. Did we have movement on the front line? If we did, it could be an automatic first down.
Well, he had movement on the Blue Dragons, but then the movement came offensively when the flag came out, so it should be a false start. Not quite like the NFL where you can jump defensively and have a guy go offensively and get the call against the defense, especially when you're on the end of the line that time, as Vincent Perry was.
All right, they'll back it up against the Reavers. 4th down and 10 now. They're going to punt it away. That is it. Here comes the punt, and Waller's going to come up and get the football. He's going to carry it across the 25. Has some room. He's up to the 30. The 35 to 40. Across midfield. Stumbles his way down to about the 45-yard line. Nifty move, and they'll mark it officially right at the 45. Nice job by Waller on the run back.
It took Pinniger, the punter, to stop him.
Tell you what, he picked up some great blocks early. And you're right, Pinniger came over and made the stop. So the Blue Dragons with new life now with 8:17 to go have the football at their 44-yard line of the Reavers.
New life, Glenn, and this is another one of those key moments in this first half. We need to get some points out of this drive.
Remember the last time the Blue Dragons had a big punt return? It led to a touchdown.
All right, they'll line up with the I formation set. Back to Cam Jones. He'll turn, gives it to Otis Williams. He's slammed to the turf, but he picks up a couple yards by that slam, and it'll be a second down and right around 9 to go for the Blue Dragons. They'll mark it at the 43. Back in is Lee into the Blue Dragon lineup now. So Hutchinson, or check that, Whitmire, excuse me. No, I was correct. Andrew Lee is back there out of Folkestone, Georgia.
Had a couple of big carries last game.
7:42 to go in this second quarter. Cam Jones gives it off to Lee. He tries to turn the corner left side, gets tripped up and drugged for a loss. Back to about the 46-yard line, 45.5.
Had that full head of steam, and the minute he got corralled and started to go backward, Jabari Myers there to make the stop.
All right, defensively, the Reavers get set. 7:16, 15, clock moving away. 21-7. Reavers on top of the Blue Dragons in the second quarter. They got on the board quickly. So plagued by some Blue Dragons are plagued by some turnovers. Cam Jones, right side, key third down, 3rd and 12. Back to passes Jones in the pocket. He's flushed out of the pocket, gets the pass away. Ball knocked out of bounds and incomplete. They try to go to Irwin right on our near side at about the 35. It would have been short of the first down anyway. Brings up a 4th down situation. Dragons will punt the football away.
Cam Jones, you can see his quarterback clock a little bit longer than Walding's. Walding not taking much time in the backfield. Once he sees nothing, he goes. Cam Jones, he'll take a little longer, 3, 4, 5 seconds. And once it's not there, he'll try to roll out and still look to pass before he ever thinks about pulling it down.
Gaggen's going to punt it away. Nose of the football on the Reaver 46-yard line. Back deep, they have a lone setback back there to return, and that would be Nick Singleton. Ball is blocked. It's going to be picked up by a Reaver and dropped right there. Still loose. Blue Dragons trying to get back to it, and they had an opportunity, but I think it's going to remain Reaver football. Boy, Hutchinson had an opportunity to get it back, and the Reavers get it, so that kick is blocked.
They brought the heat. Jamarian McDonald able to get his hands on it, and Romonte Hill in there is one of the guys who had a chance to pick it up. I think he might have.
Well, he tried to reach down and pick it up. Maybe if he just would have went down and corralled, it would have been Blue Dragons football, but not the case. Turnover again. They're going to mark this one at the 30-yard line. The Blue Dragon 30.
You could see the rush start to come right before the snap, but I'm not sure Gagan saw it coming.
Johnny Lumpkin tried to get on it. Was not able to. So the Reavers set up now inside of Blue Dragon territory. 1st and 10 from the Blue Dragon 30. Again, Loxley back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. Now he's going to go on the run. Trying to wrap it up. Gets away from one tackler right across the middle all the way inside the 10 down to about the 5-yard line. Nifty return by Kai Loxley.
There's that big runability you guys are talking about. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. Only a long of 9, though, so breaking off his longest run of the year.
Well, nifty run right there. We'll set it up 1st and goal now for the Reavers from the 4. So a nifty run by Loxley out of the quarterback's position. He'll split a wide out left side. Loxley will keep himself, and he's going to be corralled. Loss on the play of maybe even a yard, yard and a half. 6:09, clock moving away in this second quarter. And Coach Gooch, we cannot afford to have the Reavers go up by 3 touchdowns.
No, it's just a chance for them to ball up right here, force them into a field goal try.
All right, setting up now. Ball was set back to the 5, so 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Back to pass is Loxley. He's flushed out of there, and he's going to be wrapped for a big loss all the way back to the 21.
He'll have to come out of the game because his helmet came off.
Chris Allen on the stop out of North Cross, Georgia. Blue Dragons recruited North Cross a lot, and Loxley was thrown back all the way to the 20. Let's see where they stop his forward progress. They're going to mark it at the 17-yard line. Sports Information Director Steve Carpenter making the trip up here. I think he's going to take in a Husker game on the way home. They play tonight at 7. All right, now he gets set. Back into the lineup now is Walding after he played most of the first quarter of play. Back to pass for the Reavers. They'll go right side. Ball knocked away, incomplete. Nice coverage over there on the far side by Witherspoon.
Here comes the field goal try then.
This will be the first field goal attempt of the year for the Reavers. 10 for 10, extra points last week, all touchdowns. So we'll see how Ogamba is feeling. You know, he was flirting with that left upright with his extra points in the first quarter.
All right, now we get set. Iowa Western set. Ogamba looks at his holder, gets the spot. 5:13 to go in the quarter. Ball up and on its way. High arching kick.
No good.
Say no good. Swung over to the right side. So Dragons bow a little bit, as you just indicated there, Josh, but they're able to stop it. Big momentum turn right there, and with the football now will be the Blue Dragons with 5:08 to go in the quarter. Still an opportunity to drive down, a lot of time left, and get a score.
Huge momentum shift right there by the Blue Dragons. Looking forward to seeing what the offense can muster up here with 5 minutes to go in the half.
Coach Gooch's comments brought to you by Jackson Mead at 13 West 6. Get those fine smoked ribs on Friday. By the way, they might have had salmon this weekend, or that might be coming up next weekend, I believe. Is a great opportunity to stop in there and say hi to them. Also, Oliver's Beef and Brew, as well as Cahoon Kinesiology, our sideline reports sponsors for this year for 2017.
You ever had the cheese balls over at Oliver's?
Oh, those are good stuff. Dollar menu for kids, man, on Saturdays. Take your whole tribe in there. Before and after the game. Cam Jones sends a man in motion. Gives it off to Emmons. Emmons back in there across the 25 up to about the 27-yard line. Nifty run out of the eye set for B.J. Emmons.
You see him starting to gain that momentum after those two big plays he had earlier before coming out. The one thing I'd like to see him do is get some more pressure on the ball. You talk about runners when you have it in one hand, one arm, the 5 points of pressure. The only point he's missing is getting it up closer to his heart, to his chest, into his rib cage. With that, I think that's why we've seen some of his fumbling woes in the first two games.
Yeah, his former school, again, Alabama, taking on Florida State tonight. What a big matchup that is. One of two big games, marquee games this weekend. There's a catch made by Otis Williams out of the backfield. Gets tripped up, and he's going to be short of the first down. Matter of fact, he lost about 5 yards after being tripped out on the backside by the Reavers.
Johnny Lumpkin just couldn't hold his block on the outside long enough to let Otis catch it and go. With the defender scoring free, he had a free shot at Otis Williams.
Brings up a 3rd down and about 8 call from the 23. So the Blue Dragons on their own 23-yard line, trailing 21-7, 3:57 to go. In this second quarter of play, the only score on the board for the Blue Dragons, a 10-yard run by Deshaun Waller. Back to passes, Cam Jones. Gets it over the right side. Otis Williams catches it, picks up about 3 of those lost 6 yards that he lost, and makes it a 4th down situation now.
4th down and 6. Yep.
Led him just a little bit too far to the sideline on that one. Had he gotten the ball to him sooner with an advantage and ability to turn up the field, probably could have made an opportunity toward the first down. Instead, the momentum of catching it took him right out the sideline and out of bounds.
Going to be pretty good field position for the Reavers now with 3:25 remaining to go in this second quarter of action. Back waiting to punt it away. Blue Dragons get set offensively. Here comes the punt. Last one was blocked. They get this one away. It's going to be taken at about the 43-yard line. Jig gets by one Blue Dragon defender, but the stop was made right there. Nice job by the Blue Dragons. They'll get it back to about the 46-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Reavers.
3 minutes left here in the first half. This is a big drive, big opportunity for our defense.
Really is. A nifty return right there by number 18, Bennett Spry. Oskaloosa, Iowa is his hometown. We'll try to give at halftime some of those other Jayhawk Conference scores that we have from around the league. As we indicated, Garden City was trailing Highland in the second quarter. Coffeyville was trailing Ellsworth. Ball passed around the outside. Great defensive job done by the Blue Dragons. As coming up was Jerry Jacobs to make the stop.
Second time we've seen him get off of a block from the other wide receivers out in the flat and make a big tackle.
Boy, he really did over there. Was able to just trip up that ball carrier and loss of about 4 yards on the play. Second down and 14 now. Ball on the 42 for the Reavers. 2:31 to go in the half. Back to pass. Back in there's Kurt Walding. Steps up in the pocket across the middle. Incomplete pass off his marker will bring up a third down and long call.
Almost threw that ball as if he thought Vincent Perry was going to sit down in the middle of the defense. Instead, Perry kept drifting past midfield, and they couldn't find the hookup.
I got the wrong weekend, folks, for that Jackson Meat Salmon. That's going to be next weekend. Always the second Friday and Saturday. Get it ordered. I highly recommend it. All right, here's the call now for Walding. Third down and long. Nose of the football setting right at the 42, the Reavers 42. Back to pass is Walding. Steps up, gets away from the defender, gets away from another defender on the shoestring, up to about the 50. He's going to be stopped right there. Fourth down, forthcoming. Dragons with a gang tackle on the quarterback. Hutchinson actually came up with the football, but I don't think they're going to allow that one.
Colby Turner did just enough to slow Walding down that he was unable to get anywhere close to the first down stick.
So it will be a punting situation now for the Iowa Reavers. Okay, Dodge City winning their game over Iowa Central today. So they're in the win column for the first time this year. Ellsworth still leading Coffeyville 14-0. Second quarter of action. Garden City still trailing Highland 6-0. 2:42 to go in the second quarter of play. Right here is 21-7 Reavers, and a timeout's going to be taken. 1:27 to go in the second quarter of play. The timeout is taken. We'll be back with more from Council Bluff. Your score, the Reavers of Iowa Western 21, Blue Dragons 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
There's something new about Reno County area transportation. The drivers are wearing safety green uniforms. These will alert motorists when drivers are on the street, assisting passengers on and off the bus, keeping everyone safer. RCAT is first come, first served general public transportation that has a bright future. And it's not just the color of our shirts. Call 694-2913 for information.
Well, despite a couple of miscues, Blue Dragons only 2 touchdowns down, 21-7, and get a stop here and should keep their drive going. Waller will step back to receive the punt as Iowa Western is going to punt the football away. By the way, Dodge City 28-20, they went over Iowa Central. That at Iowa Central, not too far away from here, about a 2-hour drive into the middle part of Iowa. Reavers get set to punt it away, and here comes the kick. Waller lets it go, and might have even went out of bounds, or is it a touchback? They're going to say it is a touchback. So it will be the football for the Blue Dragons with 1:20 to go, having an opportunity to maybe get down and get a drive. First and 10 from the 20.
Glenn, I have identified the wind coming out of the northwest currently.
Okay, about 9 miles per hour, a little more, you think?
About 9 miles an hour.
All
About
right.
right.
Sounds good.
About one club difference.
One club difference? Yeah, you've been out there a lot. Is your golf about to go away? You were out there a lot this summer.
It's gone away.
It's gone away. you and Big Game John as well. I think he's hung his up as well. I'm referring to John Andres that plays a lot as well. All right, here we get set. Waller back at one of the running backs for the Blue Dragons. Cam Jones still a quarterback. First and 10 for the 20 for the Dragons. The give off to Waller. He's got an wide open slot. He's at the 40, across midfield at the 50 to the 45 to the 40. Steps outside, tripped up at the 39 to about the 36. Big time return by Waller whenever he touches it, but we got a flag all the way back laying at the 16. Wow. Holding against the Blue Dragons. That will wipe out a great electrifying run by Deshaun Waller. That's a tough one. Nifty return. Boy, he has a way about him, Darren, of just getting open.
He really does. He gets to places, especially at one point in that run, where a lot of backs would have tried to have split the defenders and just been tackled where he was. Instead, he puts on another move and makes both guys miss. He was one more block down the field where he almost slowed down and let Jalen Irwin get in there from taking that one to the house. But unfortunately, that illegal block came all the way back, or the hold, all the way back by the line of scrimmage.
It happened early. It's back to the 10-yard line for the Blue Dragons now. 1st and 20 from the 10. Loose football, boy, that's the last thing you can have happen, and it will be Reavers football with 52 seconds to go. They're going to mark it at the 9. The worst thing that you could have happen, a fumble on the Blue Dragons. Wow.
Another high snap to Cam Jones. He corralled it, but not enough to get it off to Otis Williams, and then there was another bobble in the exchange.
Well, one of the worst things that could have happened right now, you try to regroup a little bit, go down 2 touchdowns, but right now defense is going to be called on again to get a stop. 52 ticks on the clock here in the second quarter of play. Dragons down 21-7. Reavers with the football. 1st and goal from the 9.
Last time the Blue Dragon defense was pushed up against the goal line, they were able to get into the backfield early and often to push this Reaver offense back. Let's see if they can do it again. Play clock's going to run out.
All right, the play clock just ran out, and that's going to be another timeout taken by Iowa Western. We're going to break in. A 30-second timeout coming your way. 52 ticks on the clock. Iowa Western knocking on the Blue Dragon door again. 1st and goal from the 9. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
There's something new about Reno County area transportation. The drivers are wearing safety green uniforms. These will alert motorists when drivers are on the street, assisting passengers on and off the bus, keeping everyone safer. RCAT is first come, first served general public transportation that has a bright future, and it's not just the color of our shirts. Call 694-2913 for information.
Well, the Blue Dragons defensively now have to build their backs a little bit. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Reavers. Back to passes, Walding, thrown away. Oh, and picked off by the Blue Dragons in the end zone. It came off the receiver's helmet, and they'll just down it right there. Hutchinson. Josh Goots, the defense.
What an interception off the pick, or off the deflection. He picks it up as a huge stop twice by our defense down in this territory. What a big play for the Blue Dragons.
Yeah, big play, no doubt. As twice now they've had to bend a little bit. That looked like it was going to be maybe at least a sure 3. But Hutchinson now will have the football with 43 ticks left on the clock. They'll have it at the 20-yard line.
Quinn Head does a great job at the linebacker spot, but he shows you that he can drop back into coverage and help his team out against the pass. This Reaver team, with Walding especially, likes to throw that back shoulder pass. You saw him score the touchdown on it earlier. They've tried to go at one too many times now, and the Blue Dragons have read it and have made the Reavers pay by way of incompletion and now interception.
Quinn also did a wise thing. He looked like he's going to maybe try to bring it out, but then he went down when he needed to. Here's the give again to Waller. He's had some big runs today, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds at about the 34-yard line on the far side. And mark it actually officially at the 36. Nifty room. Pick up the 16 yards for Waller.
With one timeout, we still got a chance to maybe get further before the half.
You betcha. 37 seconds left to go before intermission. We'll talk with Steve Carpenter about some of the other activities around the ACC campus, as volleyball was out of town last night up at Cloud County, came out with the win. We'll talk about that one as well as the cross-country meet that took place yesterday out of Fun Valley. Cam Jones, a quarterback, sends a man in motion. Turn to give again to Waller, trying to turn the corner on the far side. He's ran out of bounds. Picks up a few. Picked up to about the 39-yard line. So he's 2nd down coming for the Blue Dragons. 33 ticks left on the clock. Again, we'll run down all the Kansas Jayhawks scores at halftime. Ellsworth still leading Coffeyville 14-0 second quarter, and we'll talk about that Highland lead over Garden City. Haven't had a new update on that one for some time. Give to Otis Williams. Williams up the middle to about the 45-yard line. close to the first down, but looks to be about a half a yard short.
I think they're telling him it's good. They're going to go ahead and give him the first down.
Okay, they'll move the chains.
That's the good thing here with only one timeout. When you get that first down, you momentarily stop the clock to move the chains.
26 seconds left to go in the quarter. Dragons trail at 21-7. Iowa Western was on the board very quickly with 2 touchdowns, and then they've held on now to that 14-point lead. They've had a couple opportunities, and did Coach Rhodes call the timeout? I'm not sure.
The clock was coming down, and he didn't want to be in the first and 15, but 13 seconds left. They don't have any timeouts.
Looked like you may have also gotten an illegal substitution.
They got the delay of game called before the timeout. So,
how can there be a delay of game when they just set the chains?
They're going to set the game clock back to 3 seconds. And so this will maybe be the last play for the second quarter of play. Whoa. Here they go, and they crank, and that's going to be it. Halftime is here, and the Dragons will head to the locker room trailing by 14. Your score, the Reavers 21, and the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson 7. We'll return to Lee Central High School here in Council Bluffs. After a 2-minute timeout, your score, Reavers 21, Hutchinson Blue Dragons 7. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
For quality in product and in service, choose your Trane air conditioning system from E&M Plumbing. E&M can supply you with high-efficiency Trane systems with the same high-quality insulation you've come to expect from their long-time service experience. They'll answer any questions you have about the new high-efficiency Trane units with no obligation. Thinking air conditioning? Think E&M Plumbing Incorporated, 701 West 2nd, 662-1281. After all, it's hard to stop a Trane.
No time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the water tower at B & Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
Ever wonder why some wireless carriers charge so much more than others? At MaxTech Wireless, you'll receive nationwide coverage, 4G LTE data, and unlimited data, but we don't overcharge you like some of the other carriers do. Plus, we have buy one, get one free smartphones and the best customer service. With more than 50 stores in our area, you can actually talk to us face-to-face. Tired of paying more and only getting more fees, charges, and a higher bill? Say goodbye to your carrier and hello to MaxTech Wireless.
Hello, this is Tom Elliott of Elliott Mortuary, and again this year we are pleased to help sponsor 8CC Blue Dragon Sports. We encourage you to support all the Blue Dragon games, both home and away, with your attendance, but if not, we hope you enjoy listening to the game here on KWBW and Country 102.9. Elliott Mortuary and Crematory, a proud sponsor of Hutchinson Community College, and honored to have served the families of Hutchinson and Reno County since 1935.
Hi, and welcome back to Council Bluffs. We are at halftime, and the Blue Dragons trail by 14. Iowa Western, 21. The Blue Dragons 7. We're at Lee Central High School in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Blue Dragons opened up scoring with Anthony Turner took in a 17-yard pass from Kurt Walding. The kick after was good by Ogamba to make it 7-0 with 12:01 to go in the first quarter of play, and then we had a quick 15-yard fumble recovery as Chester Graves took it in. Ogamba's kick was good. 11:07 to go in the first. It was 14-0. Blue Dragons Deshaun Roller with a 10-yard run went in untouched. Niemeyer's kick was good at the 5:44 mark of the first quarter of play, and then Sargent was able to score from 10 yards pass from Walding with 11:52 to go in quarter number 2, and that's where we stand, 21-7. Good job by the defense, though, Darren, but the Blue Dragons defense, twice they were able to stop Iowa Western from getting on the scoreboard after Iowa Western had first and goal situation, at least deep in their own territory. So good job there. What do some of the other stats look like?
Well, coming into this game, I'm going to stay on that topic of the defense, where we said last week against Independence, Iowa Western 10 of 15 on third down. They only missed 5 of those conversions today. This Blue Dragon defense has already gotten them off the field 7 of those times. They're 2 for 9 on 3rd down. The only thing is where you see a little bit of a worrisome problem, 4th down conversions, the Reavers are 2 of 3. The Reavers, as we thought, came into this game throwing the ball quite a bit more than the Blue Dragons. 23 attempts for the Reavers, just 7 attempts for the Blue Dragons, as HCC, as usual, getting it done on the ground with 22 rushing attempts and 71 yards. We thought about this Iowa Western run game. Last year, only 13 yards able to garner in Gowan Stadium. What were they going to do this year? Well, it was pretty stagnant for the most part. In fact, the starting running back, Mekhi Sargent, only 19 yards. Actually, a net of 15 on 8 carries. He's averaging less than 2 yards a carry. They're leading rushers, both the quarterbacks. Kai Loxley, in his limited play, had those 4 carries for 59 yards, and Kurt Walding pulled the ball down 5 times for 58 yards. It's the passing game where Kurt Walding was 14 of 20. The one blemish, that pick in the end zone by Quinn Head, and he has 101 yards already passing. Deshaun Waller has been a breath of fresh air off of the bench and getting some good carries, but also B.J. Emmons has reeled off a couple of great runs. Emmons, 11.2 yards per carry, 6.4 for Deshaun Waller, which would be much higher had that run not been called back by the hold, back by the line of scrimmage. So the Blue Dragons defensively have answered the call. Now offensively must get the ball into the end zone or finish off a few of these drives with some field goals. Interesting decision by Coach Rhodes to go for that long 48-yard field goal. We've not seen him do that in the past. In the past, he would be comfortable with going on it on 4th down from that far away, and he's showing a little bit of faith here in his kicker, Niemeyer. So the next time Luke gets a chance, he's going to want to try to punch one through.
That is your Medicine Shop in-game capsule, brought to you by the Medicine Shop at 14th and Main. Little White Castle at 14th and Main. I tell you what, it's about flu season time, guys. And it would be a good idea to maybe stop in there and let Lacey, she has the softest touch, give you that shot, get it up early, as well as also today, 22% off, as it's Salt Hawk Saturday, and the Salt Hawks scored 22 points on last Thursday night. So it's Salt Hawk Saturday today at the Medicine Shop as well. Stop in there for all your pharmaceutical needs. They'll even deliver for you. Great supporters of athletics, including Hutchinson Community College athletics, right there at the Medicine Shop in Hutchinson. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, come back and talk with the old ball coach, good old Steve Carpenter, as he's going to be talking about his Nebraska Huskers, I bet, as he's going to stop by there on the way back today. We're going to talk about this first half of play and some of the other things that have happened with HCC athletics over the last couple of days. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Your score, 21-7. Blue Dragons trail it. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hi, I'm Ken Hyman, General Manager of Midwest Superstore in Hutchinson. We're proud to be a sponsor of HCC Sports. You have choices when it comes to your vehicle purchases, and a better way is more than a slogan. Any new or select pre-owned purchase comes with our Advantage Rewards benefits. That includes complimentary car washes with every service visit, a loaner car with any major service, including oil changes and tire rotations. A better way also means no high-pressure sales tactics. Everyone has deals, but do they take care of you after the sale? Visit us at MidwestSuperstore.com and go Blue Dragons.
Whatever the sport or season it may be, if you suffer any kind of sports injury, call the outstanding doctors at Pinnacle Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Doctors Lowen and Severud have effectively treated virtually every kind of sports injury. They use the most advanced arthroscopic surgical techniques available to medicine. You'll also work closely with their highly trained physical therapists every step of your rehab. Get back in the game with Pinnacle Sports Medicine. Call 662-6000 to schedule your appointment or visit them online at summitks.com.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Dragons! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding values. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Save big over retail prices on firearms, electronics, guitars and amps, name brand tools, video games, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Lee Central High School. We're on the Council Bluffs side of Iowa, just across the river from Omaha, Nebraska. A couple other scores in the conference, by the way, as most of the games are at halftime right now. Coffeyville still trailing 14-0 at Coffeyville over Ellsworth Community College out of Iowa. And that'll be the opponent coming up second week in October for the Blue Dragons. 6-0, still the lead for Highland on top of at halftime on top of Garden City. Here, 21-7, Iowa Western on top of the Blue Dragons and defeating Iowa Central. At Iowa Central was the Dodge City Conquistadors, 28-20. Now joining me, Sports Information Director Steve Carpenter, back to his roots. Back. Did you say you were born in Omaha?
I was born in Omaha in 1965. So.
And you're going to stop back for the football game between the Huskers tonight.
Yep, that's the plan anyway.
When's the last time you got up there and saw a game?
About 7 years ago. Sammy, my youngest, was 5 years old, and she couldn't believe all the red. That won't change, but yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to try to catch up with a couple of former Blue Dragons playing for Arkansas State tonight. And
is Tyler Williams still playing for?
Raheem Bingham.
Bingham,
yeah. He had a big game against Iowa Western last year. Took that last fumble return back to beat the Reavers 21-12. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm a Nebraska native. That's well known. The way you and Rusty mention that every once in a while.
Well, listen, I have to put up with it in our household too, so you know how that. Which, by the way, that said, I have to say happy anniversary to my loving wife of 22 years, Christy.
Awesome.
Today.
Way to put up with them this long,
I'm
Christy.
here, and she's back there.
And I've known her longer than you.
Yes, you have known her longer than that. So, yeah, you have a good opportunity to do that. Your observations of this game in the first half before we talk about volleyball and cross country.
Simply mistakes. The defense has settled in, made some huge plays to stay in, to keep the Dragons in this game. But the offense, 3 first-half turnovers, 14 points off of Hutchinson turnovers, and nearly 21 if it wasn't for Quet Hen's interception in the end zone late. So the Dragon defense right now is doing enough to keep the Dragons in the game. The Dragon offense has to quit self-destructing. It's not so much penalties this week, but turnovers, bad snaps on center exchanges in the shotgun. They have to clean that up. If they clean that up, the way this team can run, B.J. Emmons is starting to show the form that we were told he could be. Deshaun Waller's had a fabulous game already. Dragons just have to clean things up offensively, and they're going to be a pretty stout offensive unit.
Yep, and again, like you said, lucky to not to be down more, but take what you've been blessed with right now and regroup and come out in the second half. Looked like we're going to have a pretty good opportunity to drive it right down, and just had some things go against us.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's just the execution. Right now, Iowa Western offensively is executing just a little bit better, although the Dragons are starting to figure out that rapid gun style of offense. They're tightening up on the coverage on the corners, not letting those bubble screens be so quite free. They're shutting down the running game. Biggest thing, they need to contain the quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks for Iowa Western are the leading rushers, and they've had a lot of room to run. Dragons finally got a sack late in the first half, and they're going to have to continue to get steady pressure in the second half and really disrupt this offense.
You're right. Iowa Western. Loxley had 59 yards on the ground in that first half. Walding with 58, and throwing-wise, Walding with 101 yards. I just about better see him in there than Loxley. But anyway, that's this game. Let's talk a little bit about volleyball. Off to a pretty good start. On the road to open up the season down to Mexico. Split down there. Came back and got a nice win over Garden City the other night, 3-0, and got a win last night on the road to Cloud County.
Yep, opened up the conference 2-0. Patrick Hall's team did. They're still a team that's kind of battered and bruised. They just kind of had a rough start in fall camp and didn't get as many things done. So this is going to be a team that will progress throughout the year. You've got some sophomores that are stepping up big time. Paige Hebert and Nina Pevich on the outside and right side respectively. You got a sophomore setter in Katie Jordan that's doing a nice job. And a couple of transfers have stepped in and helped out quite a bit. Tatiana Ndekwe really had a nice night last night. She had 8 kills and a career high 7 blocks in the 3-0 win over Cloud County last night. So they're 2-0 in the conference, 4-2 overall. They'll be at home Wednesday night against Dodge City. And please come out. We had a great crowd on Wednesday night. We had a few new secrets we didn't tell anybody about. We had a video on the video board, turned the lights off, and it really jacked the place up, created quite a mood. And that mood will even be bigger or better if we have a bigger crowd in the arena. So we really invite people to come out to watch an up-and-coming and improving Blue Dragon volleyball team. You got to remember, this volleyball team since 2004, the most wins in the Jayhawk Conference, bar none. So they're a team that is a winning product out on the floor. They battle hard, and really look forward to seeing them on Wednesday night against Dodge City.
And you never can say this. It's not a rebuilding year necessarily with this. This is just Patrick Hall's MO. This is just what he does.
Yeah, he keeps filling spots and turning out productive teams. And this one's going to come along a little bit slower. They have a hugely tough schedule, if hugely is a proper word. Sorry for all those grammar people out there. But they have a really tough schedule and a great tournament coming in a couple of weeks in Hutchinson, the Blue Dragon Classic. Several of the top teams in the nation are going to be here. They're kind of getting a look at the arena for national tournament purposes come November when the national tournament's in town. So we're going to have a huge tournament. That's also the same weekend Dragon football plays Highland. So they're on 11th Street. It's going to be a busy weekend here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. By the way, on that national tournament, I know the Holly Liker would love us to mention the Hutchinson Visitors and Tourism committee down at downtown is actually running that tournament. She's actually a tournament director, and I know they are taking volunteers. So if anybody wants to help out, just contact Holly Liker down at the Hutchinson, the Visitors and Tourism Board down there. They really was appreciate it. Let's talk real quick about cross country. You guys had a late night last night.
Late night. We had a couple delays with the Terry Masterson Twilight Classic. Still a great crowd, great atmosphere. Darren does a great job out there on the PA. And we had a couple of lightning delays that we didn't expect. That storm just kind of rolled in way faster than any of us expected. And we still don't have the results. The results computers and timing systems had some issues last night. We'll get those up as soon as possible, but we will have results hopefully by sometime tomorrow. And again, we apologize for that. But when I don't have results, it's kind of hard to write releases. But I think it was a pretty good showing for Justin Riggs' crew last night. Their first time out in the season. They're going to be they only have 3 sophomores back between the two teams. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be a fun year for them. They've got a lot more talent than they did last year, a lot more depth. So they have a chance to do some things as a team. And let's not forget Sammy Lane's soccer team. They'll be at home on Wednesday at 5 against Heston College. And then next Saturday, they'll be at home in the conference opener against Barton. They're off to a 3-0 start. Great 1-0 win over a really good Rose State team on Thursday at the Salt Hawk Complex. And, they're going to be right there in the thick of things for a conference championship.
Last but not least, you're a new granddad.
Yes. My son Andy and daughter-in-law Samantha brought Parker Lynn Carpenter into the world on, I believe it was Tuesday. I've kind of lost track. But Parker, she 7 pounds, 4 ounces, 20 inches, and just adorable.
Pretty good stats.
Yeah. It's I'm really excited. My wife's really excited. Little baby Hope and big sister Karen are all fired up. Hope's not a baby anymore. She's 2.5. But great addition to the family. We've been really excited.
I love your Facebook release because you basically say that the statistics on little Parker.
I'm an SID.
Yes, you are.
It doesn't go any other way.
Yes, you are. Well, good to have you back as usual, Carp, and always appreciate your help. That makes our job a lot easier. Love having you on Countdown to Kickoff. That's been it's our 4th year.
It is. It really is. It's been a lot of fun. I think we impart some good knowledge. And, listen to us.
Did you really snore as bad as Darren indicated?
Well, he never got to hear me because we were in separate rooms. He never got to hear me. So, ha.
So, anyway, well, we appreciate that. That's a lot of fun. Special thanks to Papa John's for helping us out with that as well. So, it'll be a lot of fun. And what do we know about this rendezvous, the prep school coming in next week? Resolution prep. That's not. What did I get? Rendezvous? Where'd I come up with that at? Who knows? What do you know about
them?
What
have you got planned later?
Are they out of Texas?
They're out of Arlington, Texas, and they scrimmaged Coffeyville in a preseason matchup. I know Coach Rhodes and a couple of other coaches went down. Not a huge squad in terms of numbers, but they were gracious enough to fill a spot where we had a team slotted for that next weekend. They dumped out on us here late in the game or late in the summer, and we had to fill in.
All right, well, we'll see them next week. But right now we still have a whole half of football. Thanks, Carp. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Steve Carpenter, Sports Information Director at Hutch Community College. A couple minutes away, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout and get set for the second half of play. Reavers 21, Blue Dragons 7. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Burning Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shears, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, and by Mann, Wyatt, and Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has helped homeowners bring their remodel ideas to life. If you're looking to update a kitchen or bathroom, or hoping to remodel your entire home, trust the team at Erickson Custom Building. We create customized plans designed around your dreams, ideas, and budget. For quality and follow-through on any home project, call Erickson Custom Building at 620-585-2816 or visit ericksoncustomBLDG.com.
The medicine shop, when you can drop your prescriptions off. The personal care you'll find there will make you feel all better. The meds you need, delivered with speed. The lowest price is guaranteed. Get your prescriptions with no hassle at 14th and Main at the Little White Castle. You'll feel all better at the medicine shop.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth, and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
Well, Deshaun Waller will be back deep to receive for the Blue Dragons, and here we go as we start the second half of play. And the ball sails out of bounds, and it will be Hutchinson football. Good field position, and Josh Gooch, we got to get it going here in the second half.
Yeah, good field position to start the second half. Truly believe, if we can just eliminate some of those mistakes, finish off some drives, we could very back into this quickly.
Yeah, we really could. Blue Dragons will have the football. They kicked it out of bounds, so now they're going to mark the ball at the 40. Is that where they're going to put it down at? I think it will be. It'll be Blue Dragons football, 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. And they'll set up with great field position. All right, Blue Dragons getting set to break huddle as they're on the sideline still, and they'll come out and get set. Darren, kind of lucky to only be down 2 scores.
Yeah, you really are. I read coming into this game about the dark side defense, and it's true. They just announced the Reaver defense as the dark side. So let's see if we can use
2 weeks ago.
Well, that, and let's see if the Blue Dragons can use the force to slice.
Yeah, there you
defense.
go. That little play on words there. Here the give from Cam Jones up the middle. Emmons is back in there, and he chugs forward, gets about 8 yards. Nice carry by Emmons all the way up to the 48-yard line. Josh Gooch, he looked like you, the old ball coach down there now in the backfield.
Wow, good surge by the offensive line. That was really a zone play right through the middle. Center guard combo block on the nose guard, just pushed him back 3 yards.
Emmons, a hard-running young man out there, churning those legs, took it all the way forward. 2nd down and 2 now from the 48. So, well, you just hope that he can just keep slamming it inside and pick up 3, 4, 5 yards on a carry. Back in the gun now is going to be Cam Jones. He'll send a man in motion. He'll turn and give it to Emmons again, straight up the middle. This time he stopped. Little no gain, and actually about a loss of about a yard on the play. Iowa Western had that one read pretty good, Darren.
Yeah, that time Chester Graves able to get there right after Emmons got the ball. That's too bad because Emmons, you're really seeing his confidence, especially after that last 8-yard run. It's starting to build and build to the point where he's going to get breakaways on every single play.
Hutch will break the huddle. 3rd down and 3 now facing the Blue Dragons on their own 46.5-yard line. Cam Jones back in the gun. Steps back in the pocket, comes across, gets the catch. It's made, good for the 1st down. Blue Dragons will move the chains. Nifty catch by the Blue Dragons.
Good job by Cam reading the blitz coming, found the open man, and dumped it off quickly.
Catch was made out there by the Blue Dragons.
Hunter Sims.
Yeah, Hunter Sims with the catch, and he backpedaled across the 50 down to about the 40, yeah, we'll call it the 48-yard line. So 1st and 10, Hutch. Nose of the football on the Iowa Western 48. Jones gives it away. Otis Williams spins across the 45 down to the 44-yard line, churning his feet as he spun around. The stop was made by Iowa Western, but not before a pickup of a couple yards on the play. Nice job. Colton Disdale came in out of the linebacker spot to make the stop. So it's 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 yards for the Blue Dragons. Just underway in this 3rd period of play. Glad to have you along today on Country 102.9 as well as KWBW, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM in Hutchinson. The give back to Emmons. He'll swing to the outside, has some room, trying to get back to 40. Still on his feet, down to the 35-yard line, turning away, and I think he has the 1st down.
Good job getting to the edge. He got away from Davion Nixon to begin with. Then Nixon kept trailing the play. Nixon finally forces him out of bounds, but it was that initial surge to get by Nixon that got Emmons all those yards.
They'll move the chains. They'll mark it at the 35. Blue Dragons inside of Iowa Western territory the last couple of plays. They'll mark it actually at the 36-yard line. So 1st and 10 Dragons from the Iowa Western to Reaver 36. They'll split wideouts left side. I formation set. Now they'll send a man in motion back to the right side. Here's Coach Cam Jones. He gets the ball, gives it off to his running back, and trying to churn it forward is Emmons down to about the 30. Pick up a 6 yards on the carry.
He keeps those legs going, and those low tackles that are trying to be an arm tackle by this dark side defense aren't cutting it. Emmons able to break 2 or 3 arm tackles before being brought down.
Force getting it done right now. Emmons will check out, see who the Blue Dragons set back in that tailback position, if it's Waller or maybe it's going to be Otis. Otis Williams will be set up back there. They'll split wideouts left and right. Got twins on the far side. Williams set back, full house backfield to give off to Williams. He'll slice to the right side, and I think he has another 1st down. Stretches it out to about the 25, and they will move the chains again. So a nifty drive right now by the Blue Dragons as they open up this. Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I was just going to say, tell the 2 stories when you have DJ in there and then you switch it up with Otis, just a big bullseye, and then you have to catch up with the spin back.
Exactly. Makes it a little bit difference right there. Emmons running hard, so is Otis Williams. Williams will remain in there at tailback. They'll split out left and right this time. Set the tight end in motion. He'll sit over in the gap to give to Cam Jones on the right side. He's got some blockers. That gives off now to Otis Williams. He'll spin across the down to about the 24-yard line, 23 maybe. Pick up a few. It'll bring up a 2nd down call for the Blue Dragons. Hutchinson down 21-7 if you just tuned in. Glad to have you along also on the Blue Dragon Sports Network watching the stream.
13-0 Highland.
And right now Highland's up 13-0. Thank you, Steve. As the 13-0 over the Garden City Broncbusters. Highland Scotty's at Highland in the 2nd half. I formation set again for the Blue Dragons. Movement, and they're pointing, and so is the Blue Dragons. Might have had a flinch on that offensive line on the right side. Let's see what the call is going to be.
Yeah, he did. Toussaint had that little bit of a flinch and got pointed out for it.
Tough play right there. And they'll mark it back to about the 29-yard line. So 2nd down and 14 now for the 29 for Hutchinson. 10:47 to go in quarter number 3. We'll be back at Gowan Stadium next week. A noon kickoff as Rusty Hills will take to the mic again. A Hall of Famer Rusty Hills, along with myself on the sidelines, and Rob Dreher join us in the booth. Catch Darren on the PA. Out of the gun, here's Cam Jones. Right-hand quarterback throws. Caught his catch is made. Got it back to just about the original line of scrimmage. Catch is made by the Blue Dragons out there. Jawan Johnson.
Yeah, he had to really work to hang on to that one because he took a shot in his back. A lot of receivers would lose that ball at that point. So good job reeling it in and maintaining possession.
All right, it will be a 3rd down and about 7 from the 22. They'll mark it on the 22. They have got to get to the 15 for the 1st down. Blue Dragons in the gun again. Cam Jones Knoxville, Tennessee's his hometown. Back to pass as Cam Jones steps up in the pocket, dumps it safely out to Waller. He'll try to make something happen. Down close to the first down marker. Might be about a half yard short. Josh, you got a better look than we do down here.
About a yard short, about 1 yard short.
All right, so nice job by Waller. Try to dance and make something happen. So here comes a key fourth down call. Blue Dragons will send in a power package with Emmons coming in. And are they going to measure?
Looks like Iowa Western's going to take a
Western called a
timeout.
timeout. We're going to break in as well. 9:36 to go in this third quarter of play. Dragons trail at 21-7, but have a key fourth down call coming up. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
And nose of the football on the 16-yard line. They're a yard short. Fourth down and 1 coming up for the Blue Dragons. 9:36 to go in this third quarter of play. Emmons will be back in that tailback position as we break from timeout on the sidelines. Iowa Western had the timeout call. Key play right here. Cam Jones looks to the bench. He's got the call. And they get set to break huddle here. More than likely a running play. Quick hit right there. Jones gets it off to Emmons. Trying to knife forward. I think he's got the first down. They'll move the chains.
Lost his balance a little bit in the backfield and got wrapped up in the process by Devin Quinn, but Emmons able to carry Quinn with him from out of the backfield and get just enough for the first.
Yeah, Coach Gooch, how valuable is to have a big tailback like Emmons back there?
Yeah, big tailback, good vision. I mean, he did have to make a quick move in the backfield, so that was that's the play of 2 different seasons where we've had, last year had trouble maybe picking up them short yards.
Yep. No doubt about it. Josh's comments brought to you by Oliver's Beef and Brew on 30th Street. Don't forget a $1 kid menu on Saturday. Go before and after the game to Oliver's Beef and Brew on East 30th. Here's Cam Jones. He'll send a man in motion. Irvin across the backside to give it out to Waller. Finds some room all the way down to the 10. Pickup of a couple 3. And it'll be maybe first and goal or second and goal. Let's check it. They're going to mark it right at the 10-yard line. So second down and about 5 from the 10 for the Blue Dragons.
Last time the Blue Dragons were in this territory, same side of the field, it was Waller able to punch it in for the score.
They'll break huddle. Cam Jones going the distance. Send a wide out on the right side is Jawan Johnson. On the near side, Irwin. He'll scoot over a couple spaces. Now he goes in motion. The give back to Waller. Finds some room. Gets it down across the 5 to about the 4-yard line. Nifty move right there. Will be good enough at first down. I think it will be. First and goal, Dragons.
Great run there by Waller. Little deception with the receiver coming by in fly motion to steal the eyes of the linebackers.
8:26 on the clock. The time left on this third quarter of play, and the Dragons have done a nice job to move this down the field. Ball on the 4-yard line. First and goal from the 4 for Hutchinson. They'll send a man in motion again across the top. They'll give it up inside. There's Emmons. He'll scoot into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Dragons. B.J. Emmons was able to score it. Makes it 21-13 with 8:07 remaining to go in this third quarter play. That one was from 4 yards out, Darren.
Yeah, it's kind of that same play where you get the motion from left to right across the formation from Irwin, and you hand off going to the left side. It works so well. The Blue Dragons went to the well a few times to get in the end zone.
Yeah, 14-play, 60-yard drive. Kick is up and on its way, and it is good. And got ourselves a ball game. 8:07 to go in the third period of play. Reavers 21, Blue Dragons 14. We'll be back for the Blue Dragon kickoff coming your way in 30 seconds.
If you have children, I'm sure you're on top of this. But I'd just like to remind you about the importance of wellness checks, can-be healthy exams, and immunizations. Prairie Star pediatrician David Smith wants to make sure your children stay healthy, whether you have insurance or not. Welcome to Prairie Star Health Center. 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Yeah, holy moly, we got a ball game right here. 21-14, Blue Dragons trail it. The Reavers on top, and the Blue Dragons will be kicking off. Nifty 60-yard drive, 14 plays, with Emmons with a 4-yard touchdown run, Darren, to finish it off. Nice run by Emmons.
Yeah, it took a conversion on 4th down, a situation the Blue Dragons would not have been in had it not been for an offensive false start, but able to overcome that penalty, convert on 4th, and punch it in with a goal to go.
The Dragons break huddle on the sideline, so do the Reavers, and this will be the Reavers' first possession here. As that was a nice little run off the clock of some minutes here by the Blue Dragons as they took that the second half opening kickoff and started at their own 40 and are able to take it all the way down the field in 14 plays. And like you said, also that key 4th down conversion was big. And we're going to be kicking off, and Reavers will have a couple deep back. Both Vincent Perry as well as Nick Singleton back deep. 79 degrees now is the temperature here in Council Bluffs. Wind picking up a little bit now out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Here comes a spinning kick. It's going to be short, but taken at about the 15, 16-yard line. Right up the middle will go number 7, Mike Hill, and he'll take it up a little bit across the 30 up to about the 33-yard line. Reavers will set up shop down there, 1st and 10. See what they actually officially mark it at. Looks to be right at the 35. So 1st and 10 Reavers from their own 35-yard line. See who he comes out at quarterback. Looks like it's going to be Kurt Walding returning. He was a quarterback for much of the first half of play. Was very successful out there. Blue Dragons will get set defensively with the usual unit out there. All right, now we'll get set. Still back in the gun is Walding. Looks, gives straight up the middle. Carrier is going to be Sargent. Falls forward across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Nifty pickup. Might give him 3 on the carry. 7:46 to go in this third period of play. Ball on the 38. Again, the give off to Sargent, trying to find some place to go, and he'll be corralled back there. Good defense by the Blue Dragons.
He's been having trouble finding room this afternoon. And
yeah, Batiste.
Give a lot of credit to the Blue Dragon defense. He had a game last week, 5.9 yards per carry. This week, coming into this half, only averaging 1.9.
Andy Jean Batiste stepped up to that defensive end position, was able to come up with a tackle after he had one last week. Brings up a key 3rd down play here. Walding across the middle has his receiver. That's Hill across Blue Dragon territory at the 50. 1st down, move the chains. And a flag on the play, however. Come back, it might be a hold. Let's check it. It could be roughing the passer.
My indication would be on the Reavers.
Okay. And we'll take your call there, Josh. Now, did you play the O-line or the D-line back in your playing days, big guy?
Come on, I was a linebacker. I was fast,
You're fast and trim, right?
That's right.
Okay. What about Wellington High? Same thing?
Little running back, little quarterback, little linebacker.
All right. Of course, you were a grappler. You were a wrestler.
I was. A 189. I would love to see 189 again sometime in my life.
You ever going to have wrestling at ACC? Huh?
You know, what a great game we have here, Glenn.
He's going to change the subject real quick. We do have a great game going right now. 3rd down and 6 facing the Reavers. Blue Dragons need to stop right here and try to get that ball back and get this game tied up. Josh Gooch was a great athlete, both at Hayes and also his coaching career as well. Doing a great job as the SID. You want information on the 1928 club, you need to hit him up as well, because that's a great club to belong to. All right, here we go. Reavers break huddle. 1st down and 10. Back to pass. Catch is made, incomplete. He had it for a second. It's incomplete pass. I thought he was going to haul it in. Mike Hill kind of came off a pick out there. Josh, you might have seen it better than Darren and I did.
Wow, just an explosion, by our defensive back. And read the play perfectly, broke it up. About a pick 6 again like we had last week.
Just about a pick 6. So that would have been Jerry Jacobs back down there.
Glenn, you're right. Joe Jordan definitely could have been called for offensive pass interference on that one.
Really close to it. Jerry Jacobs out of Kennesaw, Georgia, was able to make the stop. Pick up of 2 or 3 on the carry. That's going to bring up a key third down call. Blue Dragons with a big call coming up here. All right. Defensively call is what I'm referring to. 6:32 to go in this third period of play. Again, Walding at quarterback. Kurt Walding started the game. Also, Kai Loxley came in and was successful. Movement play and contact made. And I think Humphreys might have jumped the gap right there, and contact was made.
Yeah, Humphreys actually going to come in now for the Blue Dragons.
Exactly
that was
right.
Tyrus Butler.
That was Butler.
But we've seen both guys. We've seen Butler and Humphrey in this game, and also in Game 1 against Coffeyville do that. You're right over the ball on the center. Just watch for the movement of the snap, and instead they get to listen to the sounds of the quarterback and have jumped early.
So Butler jumped and made contact. That's going to be a 3rd down and 3 now. So key call right here. Blue Dragons defensively trying to get the stop. Walding, the quarterback, the turn to give to Mitchell. He's got the 1st down and up to about the 49-yard line. The stop made right there by the Blue Dragons, not before the damage was done. Coming up was Cam Burnett on the stop in linebacker position, freshman out of Warner Robins, Georgia. Now they go with a quick snap count, and Blue Dragons before what's the call here?
Blue Dragons had a defender trying to get off of the field. I don't know if a timeout was called first or not.
They tried to go with a quick count, and they've
let a linebacker try to get off the field, and the ball wasn't set yet.
Yep, ball was not even set yet. And now they'll get it set. 1st and 10 now for the Reavers.
I guess he didn't have to hurry as fast as he thought because the officials didn't even have the ball ready.
All right, Reavers are set. Here's Walding to give again to Sargent. He's going to be wrapped up at the 50. Pick up a maybe 2. They'll move it to the Dragon 49-yard line. So coming up, 2nd down and 8. Highland still leading Garden City 13-6 with 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. That being played up at Highland. Garden City on the wrong end of that score. Welding, back to pass, has some pressure, gets out of the pocket. Now he lost it all the way up the field. Catch is going to be made at the 25, still on his feet. The receiver down to about the 16, 14-yard line. Nifty catch by the wideout, Vincent Perry.
So not only was he able to make a great catch, the ability to spin out of it and leave the defender behind him.
So 31 yards on the catch, 5:21 now to go in the 3rd period of play. 1st down again for the Reavers. So twice now they got out of those big 3rd down calls. Blue Dragons let them escape, and here's another opportunity to give the Sergeant. Breaks one tackle across the 15 down to about the 14-yard line.
There's that after-the-play chippiness that the Blue Dragons had in Game 1 that they needed to get rid of in this one. They've done a pretty good job so far, but now they'll get an after-the-play penalty, possibly on Adrian Cross.
All right, let's see what they're going to whistle. We have a Blue Dragon down as well as the training staff comes out to a 10. And let's see if we can see what the call is going to be. They might. Personal foul. Yeah, it's going to be on Adrian Cross. He'll pick up the personal, be half the distance to the goal. So that's going to be a 1st and goal situation now. Thereabouts, depending on where they spot the football. They will mark it right at the 7-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 7 for Iowa Western.
I don't think Adrian needed to do what he did, but also give an Academy Award to Sargent on the flop to go down to the ground hard.
Here's Walding, the quarterback. Gives off to Sargent again, straight up the middle, little or no gain.
The last couple of times in the red zone, we've been able to bow up, force a field goal, have an interception. It'd be nice for a stop again.
Yeah, I really would. Pick up about 1 on the play by Sargent. 2nd down and 6 now from the 6. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line for the Reavers. Yeah, they got a new face in there as well in that backfield position.
Yeah, T-Boy White.
T-Boy had a good game last week to give off the White, and he's knocked back to about the 9. So a loss of a couple on the play will bring up a 3rd down and goal call.
3 touchdowns last week for White, and we saw him in limited action in the first half.
T-Boy White out of Johnston, Iowa. Now they'll set the football. He'll remain in there at that slot back position. Warden goes back, pumps once. Now he looks to his right, looks back to his left, and downs it.
That has to be intentional grounding.
That could be.
He threw it at the feet of 2 linemen.
And he was outside the hash when he threw it, so let's see what the call is going to be, and there it is. It's a grounding call.
Well, and the pocket is that tackle to tackle, so it's not necessarily the hash. And he backed pretty much straight up. He came out a little bit to the right, as he did, you said, got outside of the hash, but never outside of the tackle.
He lost it down, and it was 4th down. Well, it was going to be 4th down anyway, so in his eyes, he will mark it back to the 16. So 4th down and goal from the 16.
And that's why you mark your linemen from 50 to 79. He threw it at the feet of 66 and 68, Cavanis and Baumhover.
Here comes the field goal attempt. Nose of the football on the 16. To 34-yarder here. Kick is up and on its way, and it is good. It just knifed right in there, and your score with 3:52 to go in the third period of play. The Reavers 24, the Blue Dragons 14. We'll await the Reaver kickoff right after this 30-second timeout. We'll be back in a half minute.
At Jim's Water and Wood, they understand how hard you work, so that's why they work hard to provide you with products to enhance your downtime. Products like Hot Spring Spas. Hot Spring Spas are the best built, easiest to own, longest lasting hot tub on the planet. There's a size and model for everyone, and right now you can get the spa of your dreams at State Fair pricing. No need to wait. And if you're thinking bigger, now is the perfect time for the expert pool builders at Jim's Water and Woods to design and build a custom pool just for you. Come see them at their showroom, 419 West 2nd in Hutchinson, and follow them on Facebook.
Welcome back to Council Bluffs, Lee Central High School. Blue Dragons trail about 10, 24-14. Hutchinson, last time they had the football, marched right on down the field. But right now with 3:52 to go in the third period of play, need to do the same thing. And Josh, a couple opportunities right there for Blue Dragons to stop them defensively, just weren't able to get it done.
Well, I mean, another great stop down by the goal line. So holding the three is big, and 10-point game here with 3:52 left in the third.
Exactly. All right, here comes the kickoff. Let's see if we can get another good return. A high arching spinning ball is going to be taken by Waller at about the 20. Has some room again right at the middle. Nice return all the way up to the 39. And 1st and 10 for the Blue Dragons from the 39-yard line. Nice job by Waller on the return.
He has the moves and that speed that you always know he has a chance when he touches the ball to go the distance. And he has an ability that not many players have. If we continue to see him stay healthy, we're going to see great things from him.
Yeah, we really are. Usually Adrian Cross is back there. He has the ability also, but two different types of players. Waller has that pull-away speed that he has so much. All right, here we go. Otis Williams looks like he's going to be back at that tailback spot. And it's going to be Cam Jones at the quarterback slot. Gives it off to Otis Williams across the 40 up to about the 43-yard line. Turns his legs. Nice job of picking up about 5 yards on that carry. 2nd down and 5 facing the Blue Dragons with 3:34 to go in the quarter.
Otis did a nice job just being patient. He's about the only guy in the stadium could have fit through that hole.
I think so, too. Just squirted right through there. 2nd down. We'll call it 6. Pick up a 4.5 yards. Highland on top, 16-6 now in the third over Garden City. That's being played at Highland. That's a third quarter action. Thanks to Steve Carpenter for the update. To give again, Otis, what a play now. He loses the football, stripped away from him, picked up by the Reavers. So 1st and 10 for the Reavers from the 47. That ball just popped right out of there.
It really did. I mean, he covered up the ball the way he's supposed to. You thought he had it secured, and Chester Graves on his way by just reached in and yanked it out.
So a turnover against the Blue Dragons. It will give it with 3:05 remaining. Josh, you had a good look down there.
Yeah, he broke to the outside and just tapped it from behind and knocked it forward, and Reaver was able to fall on it.
Cahoon Kinesiology, Oliver's Beef and Brew, and Jackson Meat, sponsors for a sideline report. Oliver's Beef and Brew, $1 kids meals on Saturday with a paying entree from an adult. I'll tell you what, go in there before or after the game. Haul the whole herd in there and save some money.
Yeah, order the cheese balls. Tell them Darren Dunn sent you.
Yeah. There's a flush out of the pocket by Kurt Walding, and he finally is wrapped up after he crossed the 45-yard line down about to the 44 on the far side next to the Iowa Western Reavers sideline. You like the cheese curds, huh?
The cheese balls are the
Okay.
best I've ever had. I usually try to go in once a week if I can. And then also, I tell you what, the fried pickles and the gizzards are really good.
The gizzards, okay. I like the wings, the wings, the slap your mama wings. That's that Josh Gooch slap your mama sauce that they have.
I am fond of the slap your mama sauce.
Quinn had a little limpy coming off of the Reaver sideline after that play.
All right, it'll bring up a 2nd down and about 7 call for the Reavers. Nose of the football at the 44 of the Blue Dragons. And Head's going to be a 10-2, and he will have to come off the sidelines slowly. They'll stop action till we're set there. Now they'll get set to get going. They'll wind the clock, and here we go with 2:45 to go in this third period of play. Blue Dragons need to stop. Back to pass. Welding. Ball is rejected. Over the far side, dropped. It was picked up by a Blue Dragon, but incomplete pass is the call.
Hill knew the hit was coming. He saw out of his peripheral vision Cam Burnett and didn't haul in the pass as Burnett arrived right after it hit the receiver's hands.
All right. 3rd down now. 3rd down and about 7 for the Reavers. Ball again at the 44. Back to pass. Walding steps up. Now he flushed out of pocket. He's going to be thrown for a big loss all the way back to the 40 of the Iowa Western 40.
That's one thing the Blue Dragons didn't do, keep contained on that outside. That's why Walding was able to rush early and often in the first half. That time he had nowhere to go, had containment on the outside. Blue Dragons blew him up from the middle.
Big stop by there. Lewis Wallace was able to run him and throw him back. A 14-yard loss, Josh Gooch.
Big stop. Dragons need some points on this next drive.
Get a nice return here and set up a return. And Waller back deep. He'll set up at his own 20-yard line. And we're set to punt it away. All right, here comes the snap and a high kick. It's kind of a wobbly kick. It'll hit at the 30 and take a Blue Dragon bounce. Touched by Reaver at about the 34. But let's see where they mark it officially, right around that 34-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Dragons from their own 34 with 1:40 to go in this third quarter of action.
That's the good thing about first touching. You can take it where the Reavers first touched it by Jamarian McDonald.
See who Hutchinson has in their running back slot. By the way, 17-0 now. Coffeyville trailing Ellsworth with 5:11 to go in the third period of play. Highland on top by 10 over Garden City, 16-6. That going into the fourth quarter of play. And right here is 24-14. The Reavers on top over the Blue Dragons. Man in motion, Irwin. To give the reverse to Irwin, trying to find some room on the outside, heads around on the left side, stutter steps across the 40, across the 42. Nifty pickup right there, close to the first down. No, it's going to be about 2 yards short. I'm sorry, I saw the flag move away, and it's going to be about 2 yards short, so a nifty reverse right there by Irwin.
Alex Perella read it perfectly for the Reavers, but saw one juke move in the backfield from Irwin as he came back around on the reverse end around, I guess might be the only way to describe that.
That would be the way to talk because he was going to his right and reverse, came back way outside around the back. Here comes the give, the right side to Waller. Waller has the first down across the 50. He wants more all the way down the sidelines, juking his way across the 30 to the 28-yard line. Nifty room by Deshaun Waller.
Big block down the field by Jawan Johnson to hold on to that block long enough to let Waller get by him and get another 10 or 15 out of it.
Nifty run, a 31-yard run by Waller all the way down. 53 ticks left on the clock in this third quarter. They'll set up shop at the 27s where the official ball was marked at. You were down there, Darren. I was talking about Deshaun that he had to play tough. He's doing it today.
Yeah, what did he tell you? I be tough.
I be tough. That's what
That's a direct
say. All right, back to give. Cam Jones gives it off. There's Emmons. He's back in there. He's churning forward, fresh legs, and carries across the 35. Let's see where they mark his forward progress, down to about the 33. So Emmons, B.J. Emmons for the Blue Dragons.
I think you saw him stay tough early in the game. In the first quarter, we saw him take a pretty good shot where his knees could have buckled on a low hit, and he popped right up after that and has been having a great game since.
Morganton, North Carolina, transfer from Alabama, played there last year but was injured.
Guys, we're going to head right to the fourth quarter here.
No, sir. There's the end of the third period of play. Your score, 24-14. Reavers on top by 10, but the Blue Dragons inside Reaver territory with the ball on the 23. We will take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon sports continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports ticket. For just $60 for adults and $40 for K-12 students, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. These are general admission tickets, which include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the Sports Arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current on all Blue Dragon news and events at BlueDragonSports.com.
This is KHET Hutchinson and KWBW, Hutchinson's home for Blue Dragon football.
And the old Cowboy, Larry Stonecipher, running the board today. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. 15 minutes remaining to go in this one. We're in the fourth quarter play. Dragons won a nice drive right here off Deshaun Waller, picking up 31 yards on the carry. It will be a second down and 6, however, as Emmons was able to get 4. And the ball at the 23-yard line for Iowa Western. Good time to punch it in right here. A couple big marquee games tonight, none bigger than Florida State and Alabama to open up the season. Florida State always plays. And Nebraska-Arkansas State, I was reminded by Steve Carpenter. Back to pass is going to be Cam Jones. He goes across the middle as a receiver. Touchdown, Blue Dragons. Irwin with the catch from 23 yards out on second down and 6 with 14:54 to go.
What a slant pass, slant pattern on the backside. Single receiver had a high safety, got inside and thread the needle by Cam Jones.
Yeah, Cam stepped back in that pocket and let it rip, and Irwin was right there to bring it down for 6. And Dragons are within 4, 24-20.
First time we've really seen the Dragons take a shot down the field. They get 6 out of it.
Here's the snap, a little low snap. Kick is on its way. It is up and good. And their score with 14:54 to go in the contest. It's Iowa Western 24, Hutchinson 21. We'll be back to the Blue Dragon kickoff right after this half-minute break.
Are you caring for an elder parent or neighbor with physical limitations? It's difficult to get them in and out of a passenger vehicle, get them inside the building, and then go park your car. Reno County area transportation vehicles are designed to make this sort of travel easier on both of you. Let RCAT do the driving so you can concentrate on caregiving. Call 694-2913 for information.
Blue Dragons with a 23-yard strike to Irwin for the touchdown from Cam Jones with 14:54 to go in this ball game. And pull within 3 of the Reavers, 24-21 now. Darren, that was a nice drive. It
always seems like every time Irwin's catching the ball, it's for a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns on 3 receptions last week. And how about getting a reception there for the TD?
Pretty nifty. Blue Dragons will kick off. Couple deep will be Nick Singleton, Vincent Perry. Also, Mike Hill's been doing some returning now for Iowa Western. Blue Dragon defense getting set on the sidelines. All right, here we get set. Here's the kick. Little pooch over on the left side. They're going to fair catch it at the 24. A lot of room left, but they elected to take it right there rather than take it up. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line for the Reavers.
A lot of momentum, a lot of energy over here on the sideline for the fourth quarter. Be nice to get a good quick stop there, get the ball back to the
Yeah,
offense.
it really would. Here comes the offense for the Reavers. They'll come out. They'll mark it at the 23-yard line. Kind of interesting on that fair catch call.
Well, you got a linebacker as an up back, and I think rather than Chance fumbling the ball, he thought better of it and said, man, I better just take it where it's at.
All right, here we go. In the pocket, back there. Let's see who's the quarterback. Is going to be Walding. To give up the middle, got some room. That's Sargent on the outside. And he knocks it all the way out to the 40-yard line. Picks up the first down. Nifty run by Sargent. He's a good one.
Jerry Jacobs just got caught a little bit inside of the block, and because he got pinned inside, the run able to go outside.
Sargent out of Key West, Florida. Had a bunch of yards last week, plus touchdowns. The give back to Sargent again, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Nifty stop by the Blue Dragons. Coming up was Guy Victoria. And Chris Allen as well making the stop. 2nd down and 12 now for the Reavers. Big call here if you can keep in 3rd down and long situation. Blue Dragons will substitute as well. Into the ball game, Drew Harvey comes in. They'll go with a nickel slot as well with 2nd down and 12 now. Kurt Walding doesn't like what he sees and steps up, gets the signals from the bench. Back to pass is Walding. Skips it out in the flat. The catch by Hill outside. He's going to be ran out of bounds at about the 42, 43-yard line. Picks up about 8 on the play. It'll move it up to about 3rd down and long now. 3rd down and 7. Jacobs on the stop out of the nickel position.
Yeah, you're right on the skip. That ball had a lot of flutter on it. We've not seen a ball quite that wobbly from Walding all afternoon.
Kurt Walding gets set. Yeah, they'll check off and they'll step up, and Walding will get the call from the sidelines again. Now he gets set. Big 3rd down call here. Back to pass is Walding across the middle. Catch made by Hill. 1st down for Iowa Western, all the way down to the 43-yard line. Well, he came up with the big play right there.
One-on-one with Quinn Head, able to get on the inside of him, and it's a nice little timing route there between Walding and his receiver, Mike Hill.
All right, it's 1st down and 10 now inside of Blue Dragon territory. Ball at the 44-yard line. 13:07 to go. The give again to Sargent. He surges forward to about the 40-yard line. Pretty simple football, Josh Gooch. They just give it to one and let him run, and when they got a long situation, they go to Mike Hill.
Yeah, that's been the combination that's been successful for him. Trying to run some quick plays. We got a bad snap here.
There's a bad snap. When Walding just heaves it out of bounds, throws it away. And it'll bring up an incomplete pass. So key 3rd down play now, and the Dragons will bring in their nickel package more than likely. Stoney Jackson stays out there at the corner. So 12:46 to go. 4th quarter play, 24-21. Iowa Western on top. Key 3rd down call here again. Walding back at his 47. Wants to throw across, and incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 4th down call. Nice coverage by Blue Dragons.
Yeah, a little bit low for the receiver Hill, but at the same time, as you mentioned, Glenn, Jackson coming in strong. You hear those footsteps. You're going down to your ankles to catch a ball, and hear a guy coming behind you like Jackson, who we've talked about as a sure tackler. It's going to make you think twice about going to get the football.
3-point game here, 24-21, and the Blue Dragons should get the football back as Iowa Western will be punting the football. Also a 3-point game at Highland, 16-13 now. Highland on top of Garden City with 11:05 to go in the 4th. Here's a little pooch punt, and back to return. Fair catch taken at about the 7-yard line. And it'll be Blue Dragons football. So a long way to go, but the Dragons have showed they are capable of moving the football today.
I think that's one of the like they've had drop on the ground. Should have rolled in the end zone. Just feeding the ball inside the 10-yard line. It's not something we want to do.
Yeah, Waller was able. You kind of had time to do that. There weren't a lot of people down there. It kind of needs to go the old rule of, hey, if you're behind the 10 and it looks like it's going to drop, take your chances. But the Blue Dragons will set up shop now. It will come in. Waller will stay back out there as the running back. See if he can pop something open. He's been able to all day long. So Cam Jones, the quarterback, 1st and 10 for the Blue Dragons on their own 7-yard line, trailing it by 3. Need a good drive here. Cam Jones gets the snap. Gives it quickly to Waller. He's got some room on the outside. Stutter steps. Now he's going to be tackled across the 10 to about the 12-yard line. Nifty pickup of about 5 on the play, however.
Outside sealed nicely by wide receiver Nigel Moore.
So, again, let's see. Depends on where they mark it. Looks like they're going to give him to about a 5-yard pickup. So, 2nd down and 5 now from the 13. Clock moving along. 12:09 and counting remaining to go in his 4th quarter of play. Blue Dragons with an opportunity here. Got to drive a bunch of yards, however. 97 to be exact. Cam Jones, the give on the outside. Waller's, he's going to be wrapped up. Loss of maybe a couple. Stop made right around the 11-yard line. So a key 3rd down play. 3rd down and 7 for the Blue Dragons.
The run game has done a good job of keeping this defense honest. I'm wondering now if you go to the air like they did on that touchdown and see if you can break a big play.
They'll spin out a wide out on the right side. They'll go twins on the right, twins on the left. Back in the gun is Cam Jones. He's got to step out of it, tries to throw it. He's dropped down for a loss. Is it close right away down all the way to the 1-yard line? Just did not get rid of the football.
Did a good job, though, of holding on to the ball. He had it down below his waist and in one hand, and Malcolm Lee almost had an opportunity to strip it away. Good job by Jones, at least, of not losing the football.
Yeah, Malcolm Lee out of that nose guard position. You're exactly right. He dropped it all the way back to the 1-yard line. So now a 4th down and 16. Now you have the problem with the punter having his heel right on the back line. You got to have a good snap, get the kick away. See if they're going to be coming or not. Here's the snap, the kick. They got it away. Nice kick. It's going to be great field position now, taking at the 20, at the 35, and drop quickly. Good coverage by the Blue Dragons, but way short of field right here.
We may get a flag on the sideline here after this play. It's going
to be a sideline warning on Hutchinson.
So will be Iowa Western football at the Blue Dragon 29-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Reavers from the Blue Dragon 29. Short field for the Reavers. Blue Dragons defense has been called on 2 or 3 times to Darren to bow up their necks and stop, and they've been successful today.
Yeah, they need not only a stop, but another Jerry Jacobs pick 6 or something of the sort would be great as well.
Give it off there again to the running back. That's number 1 back there. It's going to be Sargent. He carries forward all the way down to about the 20-yard line. And the Blue Dragon is injured on the play. So that'll stop play right now as the training staff comes out. Sargent's been a thorn in the side all day long. Good little running back out of Key West, Florida.
Him and his offensive line are really starting to open up some holes for him here in this second half. Pretty well contained in the first half with just 1.9 yards per carry, but he's been breaking off some good runs here in the second half.
Garden City's taking the lead over Highland now, 20-16 in the 4th quarter of play. Let's see. Can you see who's banged up down there, Darren? I'm not going to speculate.
Pretty sure the initial reports say Cam Burnett. 42.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris Allen, I beg your pardon.
We'll see how long to attend here. They're still looking at him and taking care of him. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. Let's set the stage. 24-21. Blue Dragons trail by 3 with 10:07 to go in this 4th period of play. Reavers knocking on the door. However, they have the ball on the Blue Dragon 20-yard line. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Choose your Trane air conditioning system from E&M Plumbing. E&M can supply you with high-efficiency Trane systems with the same high-quality insulation you've come to expect from their long-time service experience. They'll answer any questions you have about the new high-efficiency Trane units with no obligation. Thinking air conditioning? Think E&M Plumbing Incorporated, 701 West 2nd, 662-1281. After all, it's hard to stop a train.
Well, the Blue Dragon training staff is attending to Chris Allen on the field with 10:07 to go. It's going to be a second down and 1 to go on the 20-yard line for Iowa Western, as they're making sure that he is mobile to be able to be taken off the field. Meanwhile, Garden City's taking the lead over Highland 20-16 with 8:26 to go in the fourth period of play at Highland. So the Broncbusters have rallied back. Ellsworth leading Coffeyville 17-0 in the fourth period of play. Okay, it's 24 now, so Ellsworth leading Coffeyville. And Dodge City was able to get a win today on the road at Iowa Central 28-20.
Allen able to walk off under his own power.
That's good news.
50 minutes before kickoff, the message from Coach Rhodes to these guys was, do your job. Think about your job. Do your job. And this is the part where that mental toughness has to come in. When your body's telling you can't go anymore, your mental toughness has to come in and say, yes, we can.
All right, now they get set. The give again to the running back, Mekhi Sargent.
That's kind of the recipe right now, Glenn. It's just going to be a steady dose of number one until we get into a long yardage situation. So here we go, 3rd and short again.
3rd down and short. 3rd down and 1. No gain on that run by Sargent. They give it to him again, trying to slice in there, and he leans forward. It might be close to the first down, but might be a half-yard short. Let's check the spot.
They're going to move him ahead.
Moves the chains, so he needed 1, got about 1.5. So they'll spot the ball on the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 from the Blue Dragon 18. 9:30 to go in the contest. A lot of time left. Dragons cannot give up 7, however. The ball is going to be thrown over the outstretched arms of the receiver as well as the defensive back. 2nd down call.
There you see the difference. We saw a heavy dose of the back shoulder pass early in the game until the Blue Dragons took it away. That time, Walding looked for Jordan on the route all the way to the corner and overthrew him.
All right, 2nd down and 10 now from the 18. The Blue Dragon 18 for Iowa Western to give it off to Sargent again. Guys got to be getting tired and all the way down to about the 16-yard line. Pick up of 2 on the play. He's had a lot of totes today, guys. At halftime, he had a bunch of carries already. He gained, at that time, 38 yards. He had 15 carries. So he's 22 carries for 67 yards. Now have another Blue Dragon player down on the turf, laying at about the 12-yard line. So the training staff has been a little busy. 9 minutes to go in the contest, 4th quarter. Dragons down by 3, 24-21. Iowa Western setting up with ball on the 15. 3rd down and 7 is going to be the call as they attend to that person. Don't forget, next week, Blue Dragons will be back home. Take on a prep squad out of Arlington, Texas, known as Resolution Prep. It'll be a noon start at Gowan Stadium. The week after that, on the road at Garden City. That'll be a nighttime game on September 16th. Checking out will be Mr. Humphreys. He will, a little banged up, he'll check out of the contest. Talon from that flood-stricken area of Houston. Here we go. 3rd down and 7. Key call here. Movement by the Blue Dragons. They'll go for it all the way down. Catch is made at the 2, out of bounds. No call made, or do we have a flag? I do not see one as of yet. Did they call off? I don't even see a flag, but did they call off sides?
Hard count pulled us offside.
Okay, hard count pulled the Dragons off, so Blue Dragons jumped offside. That was Butler. So 3rd down and 2 now from the 10-yard line. As Coach Gooch said, a real hard count. Let's see if it's going to be a timeout. It will be by the Blue Dragons. Timeout on the field. 8:43 to go in this fourth period of play. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. Your score, Reavers 24, Blue Dragons 21. We'll be back in a half minute.
Time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast plates. Breakfast from 7 to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. If you missed us for breakfast, we're here for lunch and dinner too. Pick up your favorite Mexican dinner or take some home for the family. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the water tower at B & Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
8:43 remaining to go in this fourth period of play. Dragons trail it by 3, 24-21. Let's set the stage for you. 3rd down and 2 from the 10-yard line for the Reavers. As a hard count pulled the Dragons offside, so a key down right here for the Blue Dragons. Well, you kind of feel like even if you only give up 3, it would be a big-time win for the Hutchinson with plenty of time left with 8:43 to go. Okay, Walden, the quarterback, he started the game. Loxley came in for a little bit in the second quarter. Still back in the gun. He'll send a man in motion, reverses back to the right side to give again to Sargent. Nothing there. Pulled from behind and down, even maybe a loss on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be right there 4th down and 2 again. So
more likely field goal, yeah. That's a good situation, though, Josh. You know, we've had about 4 or 5 opportunities for them to score touchdowns, and they got 1 field goal out of that, possibly 1 here, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, nice job by the defense bowling up, and this will be a key field goal attempt. Be nice to get a block or a tip here.
All right, clock nearing the 8-minute mark. They will spot the ball right at about the 17-yard line. It's a 37-yard try.
Remember, Ogamba has already missed from 35 today.
And this is the one of the, like you said, those leaning goalpost here on this side here at Central Lee Central High. Pooches it up. It's on its way. It's up and good. So a field goal is good to give them a 6-point lead. 27-21. Reavers with 7:48 remaining to go in this 4th and final period. Reavers kickoff coming up. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
NextTech Wireless, you'll receive nationwide coverage, 4G LTE data, and unlimited data, but we don't overcharge you like some of the other carriers do. Plus, we have buy one, get one free smartphones and the best customer service. With more than 50 stores in our area, you can actually talk to us face-to-face. Tired of paying more and only getting more fees, charges, and a higher bill? Say goodbye to your carrier and hello to NextTech Wireless.
7:48 remaining to go in the contest here. Dragons trail it by 6, 27-21. Need a nice return, Darren, and make this a little dramatic, huh?
They had such a great third quarter moving the ball. They doubled up in the third quarter on the first down game against Iowa Western, had 6 first downs and only 3 for the Reavers. So if the Blue Dragons can get something going here, what you said I agree with. The fact that they only give up a field goal on that possession is huge. A touchdown and an extra point here puts you back on top, or on top for the first time today.
Yeah, really. It gives you an opportunity. All you want to do is have a little time left and have an opportunity, or have quite a bit of time left with 7:48 to go, and have an opportunity to come down and tie and take the lead. Here's the kick. They're going to kick it away, and it's going to be taken in the end zone, and it will be kneed down right there, and the Blue Dragons will have 1st and 10. They'll bring it out. And no flags on the play, so Hutchinson will have the football, 1st and 10.
Things are starting to get a little bit chippy. Players are starting to talk to one another. Teammates are pulling players and teammates off of each other to make sure that they're not going to get flagged after it started after that field goal, and now it's continued on into this touchback.
Quick scoring update, by the way. Ellsworth in the fourth quarter play lead Coffeyville 24-8. Garden City has taken the lead from Highland 20-16. 6 minutes remaining. My understanding, Highland had an opportunity and fumbled the ball away to regain the lead in that one and maybe even put the Broncbusters away. But right now, they lead here. Blue Dragons with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. They trail it by 6. The turn to Cam Jones gives it to runner back. It's going to be Emmons across the 25 up to about the 27-yard line. So pickup of a couple on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 8 situation facing the Blue Dragon. Clock moving inside of 7.5 minutes left to go. About 79 degrees out there. Sunshiny sky today here in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just across the river from Omaha. I formation set. Back in there is Emmons again at that tailback position. Cam Jones went the distance today. He gets the snap. Fakes the handoff. Nice pickup on the block by Emmons. Here's the throw by Cam Jones. Catch is made by the tight end on the far side across the 42 to 39-yard line. Move the chains. First down, Dragons.
Nice job on scrambling there to the left. Cam found Lumpkin open in the left flat. Good pass, good throw, good catch.
They'll mark it right at the 40-yard line. So the Blue Dragons 1st and 10 there with 6:59 remaining to go in this 4th period of play. Nifty play action right there. Emmons picked up the block. Cam rolled out of that pocket, but caught Lumpkins over there for the catch, as Josh described. And here we set up now. Cam Jones down underneath center. He'll split a wide out on the right side. And they'll get set to go in play action again, this time down to Waller. He has his legs taken out from underneath him. Nifty catch right there, or stop by Iowa Western on the stop. Number 32, the Colton Dinsdale comes up and makes a stop. So loss on the play of a couple.
Dinsdale was the one who had some words to say for Blue Dragon players after the touchback. Tried to get over the top of Waller that time and have a few words for him. He was still talking on his way back to his defensive position.
6:10 remaining to go in the contest. Blue Dragons with the ball. 2nd down and 12 from their own 38-yard line. Cam Jones, the quarterback. Out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Steps up, throws it across. The catch is made right at the 48. Short of the first down by a couple yards. Key 3rd down call coming up.
Tavian Allen knew he was going to take a shot. Not only did he take one, he took it low. Good job holding on to the ball.
Took it right in the middle of the back, like you said, on the low side there. 3rd down and 2, long 2. Ball at the 48-yard line. Quarterbacks for the Blue Dragons. Cam Jones went all the way. Eric Forrest is also on the roster along with Chris James. But Cam was able to one that stepped up this year to do the job. He's back in the gun. More like a pistol, actually. Back to pass. Gets it again. Oh, in and out of the hands. In and out of the hands for the Blue Dragons receiver. Number 8 out there on a miss again. Oh, check that.
I just had it way too high for Allen to go get. That's in one of those positions where you have a defensive back or you have a linebacker coming in to blow you up. If you get it too high, it's easy to get alligator arms. I don't think that Allen did it. It was way too high over his head.
Yeah.
But, man, I tell you what, coming with a full head of steam was Brandon Mangrum.
4th down and 2 now. Key down probably of the game right here with 5:11 to go. Blue Dragons need to keep this drive alive. Cam Jones back in the gun. He'll have a setback right behind him. Wideouts left and right. Snap count comes. He's got Emmons out on the right. Goes to Emmons. He needs to make a play, and he's going to be held short. Emmons got dumped out there by Iowa Western. They came up defensively and made a big-time play, and making that play was Brandon Mangrum. He does not let Emmons get loose after catching the football. So they'll take over on downs with 5:05 to go in this contest. Tough play right there, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, arrow pass into the flat, just trying to pick up the 1st and 10, and the ball's coming pretty fast. The defender's flying right in. Could have been a targeting, honestly.
That's what I thought. I agree with you. It looked like it was high, but the official was right there. I saw what you saw.
Blue Dragons need to make a stop now with 5:05 left to go. So lots of time left, but they need to get a 3 and out here real quick for the Reavers and try to regroup.
One thing we haven't had is just a fumble, a pick,
Yep,
today. This is the time.
This is the time.
So,
see if you can jump her out. They're probably going to be pretty safe with it. That's, again, with the football, they give it off the right side, and safely they're going to run the football. Carrying it is T-Boy White. It will be a pickup of maybe 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7. Victoria makes a stop at the Blue Dragons. Second down, and they'll call it 6. I'll call it more closer to 7. Ball setting on the 44-yard line of Blue Dragons. They're going to take a lot of time off the clock as well as they get the plays in from the sideline. 4:30 remaining to go. Hopefully the Blue Dragons can get this ball back with some time and still only trailing by 6. Walding, the quarterback, there's a flag on the play. They'll give it again to T-Boy White, and he launches forward, has the first down. Let's see what the call is going to be. See if they back it up or not. Side judge comes in. Referee makes the call. Illegal formation on the offense. So that'll back it up. Makes it a second down 11 call.
It's one of those mental errors that drives a coach crazy. You can only imagine for Scott Strohmeyer how he feels about a play that could have gone your way, but instead you didn't get lined up right.
All right, back in the gun again is Walding. Kurt Walding, the quarterback, out of Des Moines, Iowa. Back to pass, lumps it across another flag. Mike Hill makes the catch, not Hill, excuse me, number 8 out there for the Iowa Western Reavers. As that was Anthony Turner on the catch.
Blue Dragons are going to give this back. Cam Burnett just got into the neutral zone at the snap of the ball.
So that'll set up a second down and 7 call again. All right, that'll be 5, second down and 7. Nose of the football will be right at the 44 again. 4:02 to go. Dragons are down by 6, 27-21. Reavers scored 2 touchdowns quickly. Spin in the back wheel. Toby White can't get away from him. The Dragons were able to run him down. He darn near did, Darren, by spinning away, but here came the cavalry to knock him down.
Yeah, Colby Turner's done a great job today of not only getting into the backfield, but he gets in low around the feet of these running backs, and they're not able to step out of his grasp most times.
All right, now we get set again. Loss of a couple on the play. 3rd down and 9. Key 3rd down play coming up right here for Iowa Western. They will send Mike Hill back into the contest. They'll split wideouts on the left side as well as a single wideout on the right. Joe Jordan's out split on our near side. Back to passes. Walding steps up in the pocket. Lost one over the right side as a receiver. Mike Hill out there overthrows him. Incomplete. 4th down and 9 now. Forthcoming with 3:11 remaining to go in the contest. Reavers with the football, but 4th and 9.
Had him on the corner route, just overthrew him. Anthony Turner was the intended receiver. Hunter Sims just let him get by.
Highlands regained the lead over Garden City 23-20 with 3:23 to go in the 4th quarter of play. Right here, the Blue Dragons should get the football back, and let's see if we can get a nifty return. Deshaun Waller will be back, setting up at his 10-yard line.
Yes, he was on the 10-yard line this time. I think if it's overset, he'll let it go.
Waller hadn't had that many returns for the Blue Dragons. Good to see him back there as his speed is so great when he gets into open spaces. All right, here's the snap. Pooches it up, straight up and down kick. Waller comes up, lets it go. It's going to take a Blue Dragon bounce all the way out to about the 16-yard line. I had the deception. My depth was not good, Darren. I thought it went the other way, but out to the 16. Blue Dragons will have the football.
This punter has one of the better legs that we'll probably see this year. Not only able to get the ball high, but able to get it to turn over to where it's going to give you that bounce. The only problem, too much bounce, bringing it back away from the end zone. It's good for the Blue Dragons, not good for the Reavers.
All right, 3:01 to go. Blue Dragons down by 6, have the football. And I tell you what, lots of time left with 3:01 to go. Hutchinson has had a couple of long plays today. Let's see if they can pop one here. Cam Jones gives it off to Waller. Waller steps across, trying to get back to the 20-yard line. He's going to be thrown out of bounds and brought down pretty severely. But he got up to about the 20, so pick up about 4 or 5 on the play.
Stood up defensively by Brandon Mangrum, and
that's always dangerous.
He's made some big plays here lately. I think Waller was trying to force his way out of bounds to stop the clock. He just couldn't get there once he was stood up by 2 Reavers.
Clock moving away. Well, now it's 2:32 remaining. Now it is moving, 2:28. Blue Dragons with a 2nd down and 7 call. Give off to Waller, has a room, gets across the 40 down to about the 30 down to about the 35-yard line, maybe one step away. They'll mark it 1st and 10. That'll move the chains, and the clock stops on the movement of the chains with 2:18 to go. The Dragons trying to go with the hurry up.
Waller's shoulder pad has come out of his jersey, but there's no time to fix it.
The give again to Waller, trying to find room. Can't do it. Face mask. You're exactly right. Saw the head shake right there. That'll be 15.
Yeah, dragging down by the face mask. Left tackle's guy penetrated quickly, though. We got to cut that off.
Waller a little shaken up as he comes out. He's going to check out a contest. Personal foul against the Reavers. That'll be an automatic first down and move the chains as well. 2:11 remaining to go in the contest. 27-21, Reavers on top of the Blue Dragons, but the Blue Dragons with the possession as we set it up with 2:11 to go. They'll move it all the way to the 50. So 50 yards away from pay dirt for the Blue Dragons.
You have to like the run game. You have to like the deep shot ability with the wide receivers. But how about Johnny Lumpkin getting his first reception of the year out of the tight end position? Now the Reavers have to be mindful of that.
The turn to give to Otis Williams. He's back in there trying to turn that left-hand corner and can't get it done. Just gets drugged down at the last second. Loss of about a yard on the play. Trying to turn it. It might have been right back to the 49 as Otis just could not get that corner turned.
Kyle Hemby, you had to wonder after the last game if he could make a tackle by himself. He had 4 of them, but 3 were assisted. Good job in open space, bringing down the Blue Dragons on that carry.
Stay tuned at halftime. We'll talk with Ryan Rhodes. Josh Gooch will get the interview in. Back is Cam Jones. Steps up to the right, has a receiver open. It's open out, caught at the 50 to the 40-yard line, has the first down. Still more to go, all the way down to the 30-yard line for the Blue Dragons. 1:15 to go in the contest. Hutchinson's ball, 1st and 10 on the Reaver 30-yard line.
Jawan Johnson caught that ball by the boundary, and he just sped past 2 of the Reavers as if they were caught in quicksand.
All right, 21-yard on the catch. And here we go. It gives off to Otis Williams. Straight up the middle. Otis has an opening all the way down to the 20-yard line. Another first down. I think they'll move the chains. That'll stop the clock with 1:07 to go. Blue Dragons knocking on the door. They're on the 20-yard line. Cam Jones gets set, and a timeout's going to be taken. Iowa Western called a timeout. They want to set things up defensively. Blue Dragons knocking on the door. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line of the Reavers with 1:07 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30 seconds.
Hello, this is Tom Elliott of Elliott Mortuary, and again this year we are pleased to help sponsor HCC Blue Dragon Sports. We encourage you to support all the Blue Dragon games, both home and away, with your attendance, but if not, we hope you enjoy listening to the game here on KWBW and Country 102.9. Elliott Mortuary and Crematory, a proud sponsor of Hutchinson Community College, and honored to have served the families of Hutchinson and Reno County since 1935.
That gives you an opportunity now with 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Josh Gooch, take some shots by the airway if you need to with 1:07 to go.
Yeah, I mean, you have a whole package right now, 20 yards to go to tie it. A chance to go ahead for first lead and game inside a minute.
Exactly. All righty, we get set here. Thanks a lot to Josh Gooch filling in for myself this week on the sidelines. Doing a great job. Here they give up the middle by Emmons down to the 15. Still churning down to about the 14-yard line. So see what we have here. 2nd down and 4 facing the Blue Dragons. Ball on the 14.
Looks like the Blue Dragons will take a timeout.
Yeah, Hutch is going to take a timeout. We'll get one as well. 30-second timeout coming your way. 1:01 to go in the contest. Ball on the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for Hutch. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Ken Hyman, General Manager of Midwest Superstore in Hutchinson. We're proud to be a sponsor of HCC Sports. You have choices when it comes to your vehicle purchases, and a better way is more than a slogan. Any new or select pre-owned purchase comes with our Advantage Rewards benefits. That includes complimentary car washes with every service visit, a loaner car with any major service, including oil changes and tire rotations. A better way also means no high-pressure sales taxes. Everyone has deals, but do they take care of you after the sale? Visit us at MidwestSuperstore.com and go Blue Dragons.
And don't go away. 1:01 to go in this fourth period of play. Blue Dragons trailing by 6. Have the ball, 2nd down and 4 from the 14-yard line of the Reavers. Cam Jones, the quarterback, has Waller in the backfield behind him. Splits wideouts right and left. Oh, just about a movement on the left side. Didn't get a call, though. Here comes the pass from Cam Jones. Has a receiver open and overthrows him.
Well, what I don't like about that play in particular is the fact that Juwan Johnson had a chance to go catch that ball, and he was pulled down by the Reaver defender. How, as an official, can you not let a wide receiver go up to get a ball? He got pulled out of the air by Desmond Lockett, and instead of being a penalty in the end zone, just an incompletion.
Yeah, big 3rd down call. 3rd down and 4 from the 14. No, they're actually closer to the 15-yard line. Nose of the football inside the 15. Waller in the backfield. Cam Jones, the quarterback, in the gun. Sends a man in motion. The turn to give to Waller, trying to make something going. He's going to be doubled up and pushed over at the 14. And now a Reaver gets pretty aggressive with the football and comes out with it. Stop is made, 4th down and 4. You got to go for 6 anyway, so it's a situation, Josh, where Josh Gooch on the sideline, by the way. Blue Dragons are going to talk things over. Let's keep it here. That's the 3rd and final timeout, but Josh, you got to go. You got to go for this.
Oh yeah, I mean this is you know, we got to get 4 yards and a 1st down, or a touchdown right here to extend the game. So.
Now, with that said, do you draw up something for the 1st down, or you try to go for the whole package?
You know, if I was calling a play, I would try to make a hard count, see what the defense is doing, and then maybe make my call. Don't just run a play. You know, they might come out and the defense is just designed to stop the play you have.
You don't have the timeout, but it's going to all come down to this play to see whether or not the Dragons can keep the drive going.
If they're going to throw it, I'd sure like to see them put Cam on the move.
True. Move that pocket out to the right side. I like to go to the right side rather than the left. The ball is right down the middle of the football field, so no left or right hash. So Dragons break huddle.
We do have Lumpkin in, so tight end's available.
You do have Lunkman in here. Looks like he's going to sit up on that left side. Cam Jones trots out. He's got Waller in the backfield. Wide routes left and right. He's got Irwin over on the left side. Oh, here we get set. Cam Jones, the quarterback. 48 ticks left on the clock. This could be for the ball game. Back to pass. Cam Jones steps up, has some room. Got to go. Gets across the 10. He has the 1st down all the way down to the 2-yard line.
What an incredible scramble out of all the pressure down to the 2.
Nifty move by Cam Jones. He didn't really tuck it because he still was looking downfield, but once he crossed that 15, he knew he had to go and takes it all the way down. They're going to say it's on the 4 is where the official mark is. So 1st and goal from the 4-yard line for Hutchinson.
I saw flashbacks from last year when the roles were reversed, when Iowa Western tried to go for it and the ball got stripped from the quarterback, but Cam Jones with ball security able to give life or continue life here for the Blue Dragons.
All right, Hutchinson will set up now. Emmons back in there, running back slot now, and a whistle blown. Flag on the play, and it could be, I see no time on the clock, on the play clock, or did Iowa Western call timeout?
Yeah, I think they are going to
delay on Hutchinson.
It's delay. It's a delay on Hutchinson. So that mark it back 5, and they'll mark it at the 9-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line now for the Blue Dragons with 40 ticks left on the clock. 40 seconds in the 4th.
I almost feel like that's the 2nd time that's happened to the Blue Dragons, once late in the 1st half and once now late in the game, where it feels like the clock operator maybe jumping the gun a little bit.
Now it's down to 30, so that it was at 40, and now it's down to 30. Okay, they stopped it out of bounds, so on the previous play, so they're going to have to put some time back on the clock, back to 40 seconds.
Yeah, because we were out of bounds, the clock had stopped.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we get set with 40 seconds. 1st and goal from the 9 for the Blue Dragons. Emmons in there. Also, Waller is in there in the backfield. Cam Jones, the quarterback. He'll send Waller in motion. Goes for the pass on the left side. Has a receiver open, and it's incomplete. Overthrew him in the deep corner left. Had an opportunity. Second down and goal from the 9 now. 4 seconds off the clock, 36 seconds remaining. And we have that receiver that went for the catch over there is actually down. Came down hard, and he's still laying on the backside. And nobody even coming over to, well, here comes the training staff now out to help out. So an injury on the field with 36 seconds left on the go on the clock. And he was open back there, Josh, but the ball thrown a little too steady.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage on the backside, and Cam threw the ball up high to try to get behind the defender and just one hand up to reach at it, and I think he just kind of lost his balance, probably lost his breath there.
We're going to take a quick timeout with 36 seconds left to go in the contest. 2nd and 9's the call. Ball on the 9-yard line of the Reavers. Blue Dragons on offense, trailing it by 6 points, 27-21. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, here we get set now with the football. Will be the Blue Dragons. .36 seconds left to go in the contest. Back to pass quickly. Here comes Cam Jones. Caught on the right side. Lumpkin trying to lean forward down to the 5-yard line. Got out of bounds with 28 left on the clock.
A smart play there, getting out of bounds so that the Blue Dragons can stop the clock with no timeouts.
All right, getting set again. That time with 28 seconds left to go. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 call. Third down and 6 is the call. Back to pass. Blue Dragons roll out. Cam Jones trying to get away from a defender. Toss it across the middle. Catch is made, or they say incomplete. They give him the catch at the 2-yard line.
They got to move.
Blue Dragons have got to quickly move. And a timeout's going to be taken.
There's a flag in the backfield. I'm wondering if there wasn't some extracurricular in taking the quarterback down to the ground, and that might be what they're thinking about.
They're going to be talking it over very quickly here. Unsportsmanlike. It's going to be on the defense. It's going to be against the defense. All right.
Dorian Pollard called for the unsportsmanlike.
We know we lost our connection with the station. We're still live on the stream, so trying to make it together. We have little or no cell service here. Here they'll crank it up. 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Clock is started. They give right up. The drive overside. The Blue Dragons, I believe, they stopped the clock. The Dragons score, but they stop the clock.
False start.
For a false start. Oh, my goodness. So the Blue Dragons will have to do it again with 9 seconds remaining.
What a play with Emmons, showing his leaping ability, getting up well over the top of both the offense and defensive line.
That's the end of the game. There's a 10-second runoff, and that is the end of the game. The Blue Dragons lose it 27-21. Hutchinson drove it all the way down to the 6-yard line, actually to the 4-yard line, and were not able to get it in. They lose this ball game, a heart-wrenching loss, 27-21. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, come back and get set to talk about this game. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Council Bluffs, Iowa. A tough loss for the Blue Dragons. They drove it all the way down to the 2-yard line. Had to dive over for the touchdown, but they said illegal procedure, and the clock runs off. And boy, Darren, a tough loss